Jau, gerą vakarą. Keliaujam į Majorą, šiek tiek vėluoju, pas giminaičius užsilaikiau. Tai važiuojam žiūrėti, kaip mums sekasi. Dabar esam 2-1 kol kas, ar ne? Praleidom 2 raundus, 3. Ir turim super finalą Majorą. Ir aišku, mes sergam už NAVI. Tačiau man asmeniškai patinka abi dvi komandos. Džielas iš karto serviruoja, headshotus. Neįtikėtinus, labai gražus. Praleidau, pasižiūrėsim netrukus, kas rinkosi čia kokį mapą. Nes mapų pasirinkimuose irgi yra labai svarbu. Primenu, čia yra Majorą Grand Final. Tai yra vienas svarbiausių CS varžybų.
But he was not putting up rounds nor matches like he has been here in the NAVI jersey, playing up to the level, playing up to the stakes.
Taip, ką čia mes turim? Džielas 5 kilai, Alexis 3, Ima 2, Bitas 3, Wonderful 2. Wonderful nepasikūrė, ne? Ropsas miega, matau, ir Kariganas. Turim Eko raundą.
Can that explosive beginning for the Lithuanian do the same here? It certainly has to the money. Faze have nothing to show for it.
A very well recovered round, considering how it starts as well, with Frozen getting the ball rolling out through mid. Those are very hard rounds to put away versus FaZe Clan. But with the just Glocks here on the FaZe side of things, you're not too worried. Wonderful is posted. Right place for this AWP.
This is kind of a nice call for FaZe because it feels like a bomb plant is guaranteed. Unless Wonderful risks it all and re-swings with a USP, which he has been known to do, FaZe should be able to get a bomb plant here, certainly. And that's overall a win in this round. The info spotted on mid. Now Wonderful knows what's up, but can he put a stop to it?
Awkward miss. That's going to let the Glocks in. Ema will take up position in at CT. Right now, that bomb is trapped out behind the box. It moves through with Ema backing him up, and so it's well contained. Plant denied. The one thing
Davė vieną kilą, tikiuosi neduos bombą. Gerai, labai gerai.
Bit of an error for Brokey to cross all the way behind Big. If he took the close routing, he could have got back to the site. And with Karrigan and Donut, that's a perfect round to make yourself some money. Money he would love for that AWP. I want to talk Brokey. He has been an absolute monster in this major. Highest rated player for FaZe, slipping under the radar. So many players, so many question marks on the MVP of this tournament. And not just the winner of this final match, but who's he going to be? No op for now. Brokey has to sit on the sidelines.
Frozen's going to try stake his claim to mid again. Is able to do it with the Tech-9, so he's working early. Wonderful here with the AWP. He's got support as well. Look at this from Karrigan creeping through the top of the V ramp.
Nico couldn't do that yesterday. Somehow Karrigan can.
And he's even got the read here. Pushing up through the short smoke. Oh my God, Karrigan is making a play. Ema's got no idea. The captain carries the torch and the rest of FaZe Clan follow him. This B site is now so tantalizing. They've spotted that AWP over in Donut. The one man they don't know about yet is Alexi.
Oh, they know. They've got a feeling in their bones.
Laukia.
He's in a cage. If they don't clear this, he can make a slippery play, but FaZe seem more than aware of this possibility. The one part of the map they haven't cleared.
Turėtų neit, aš galvoju netgi.
He wanted him to shoot off the flashbang. Brokey will clear it, and well checked there. Alexi now knowing about. And so getting out is not a certainty for Alexi B. He is pinned in, boxed in, Frozen. Should have this one dead to rights because Alexi eventually has to make a move. He's the one under the pressure to try and save this M4.
He's dead.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow. Labai gražus exit killas.
Alexi finds a way. The slippery Finn saves his AK, but Faze saved the day, and it's all from the man on your screen. Amazing double entry, pushing through 2 smokes in that round.
Čia Faze mapas dabar yra. Paskui bus Miražas ir Inferno, visiška klasika žais. Labai įdomus sprendimas, kad Major'e dabar žais 3 mapus, nes paprastai finalas būna iš 5 mapų. Kas pirmas 3 laimi. Labiau paprakaituoti.
He makes his play in that round there. And it brings them right back into the fold. The pressure now on NAVI's shoulders. Frozen once more trying to dance with these 2 players in middle.
Turim granatų, diffusus 2 turim. Kiekvienam site po vieną.
Slipping across right as bit as up and moved away. Rain, I mean, this is basically his position. One of the most formidable cave players you've got. The caveman of Faze Clan. Oh, wow. There's an opener. Will get swiftly traded and dealt with by
Bit, but that's pressure over here towards B, and Alexi can still hear his footsteps right beside him.
He knows they're coming his way. He knows they're looking for him. Rain makes it across. They want to challenge here onto Alexi.
Labai daug džėlas padarė žalos.
There to back up his captain, and between the 2 of them, they will hold back Faze Clan over a cave.
Būtent su tais pikais rampas padarė ir jie dabar tikisi.
Frozen arrives. Oh,
wow.
What crazy way to do it! But he can't find the second man. And that leaves it all on Rops. Smart player, listening for the info, listening for the footsteps. He goes hunting for Ima back in the spawn. That's the first on his way to the clutch.
Okay.
A lot more to do for Rops and not a lot of time to get it done in 20 seconds. He might need both kills here. Smoking his way, but he plays forward. That's went wonderful. Stops Rops in his tracks.
Komandos naujokas sako, not this time.
Fantastic double cave setup there. We're already seeing a lot of fights going on this side of the map, and Alexi plays it to perfection with Bit, trading off of him. You could feel Rops cooking, but a smoke down at 30 seconds, too tall a task. And right now, trading rounds are these 2 teams. Swapping punches, and both coming out bloody and bruised. It's Faze with an early timeout.
Ką tik per duris įžengiau. Kol timeoutas vyksta, tuoj aš hebrytą grįšiu. Bėgu, pasimsiu vandens atsigerti. Ir I'll be back, palieku jums vaizdą. Ta grįšiu.
Was Neo, but now back behind the boys. Right now we're seeing Karrigan just completely counter JL. He's killed him at least twice on this B-site entry. Did not think he would be JL's kryptonite, but someone has to.
Yeah, I mean, really, there's been 2 standout players throughout this, and that's wonderful. And JL, Ima has had a recovery since he's gotten onto these playoff stages. Right now, the most interesting one to me is Bit leading the way at 8-3.
Yeah.
The last man standing of that old NAVI squad.
They saw Faze in a final.
And he's got something to prove today.
Alexi is fearless on this cave side. We often see players go through this smoke with a bit of mid-pressure. But Faze stoic indeed, holding back behind the doors. Rain setting up Rops for an entry now.
Alexi's going to get out of there, and at just the right time as well.
Couldn't have been better.
Alexi still floating around, wants to try and end this over in cave. Rain goes first, Rops to trade. Rops, can he do it? He can't measure up to Alexi. And so that AK is lost. And with it, the round, it all comes crumbling around Faze Clan as NAVI go flawlessly into the lead here.
This is such a confident game from NAVI right now, despite the things that Faze have thrown at them, right? That instant A-rush in the first gun round. Karrigan just going through smokes on entries. Boxing Alexi in. NAVI looks so unperturbed by the rounds they've lost and just keep stacking them up. Flawless. That's going to go a long way on this CT economy. Faze may have bitten off more than they can chew with this cheeky map pick. Remains to be seen. A rebuy now. Gotta bring your best move for the table. That's a nice grenade. Ima gets bruised early. Solo mid, supporting util from Bit, who will go back to reinforce. But right now, this B-site's needed little assistance. Alexi's lights out.
Faze want middle, and with that, they've got to respect these smokes.
Forsina, net ir.
Ima
Ką
might
turim?
find himself in
3
the firing
galilus, 2
line here,
kalašus.
drops in that second smoke in
Tylyti
mid
pilna
eventually.
visi su šarvais
Faze
dabar.
are going to look to
Gerai,
come through
žiūrim, ką
this. How
turim.
long does Ima hang around for? They're looking to come through right now.
Oi,
See-
oi,
Oh,
oi, oi,
spray
oi.
and pray. One kill from the man. Brokey caught in the crossfire. Carrigan closing in, but won't get
Labai
past
geras,
the double donut
labai
set.
geras.
Hats off to Bit as he recovers this round.
Kažkaip per lengvai jam sekasi,
Grinds
bet
to
aš
a really
čia
awkward hole here.
All the
Nes vakar
spots
nuo Teurų
perfect,
pradėjo
Ross
jie
baited the other way. And this is a done deal, surely. NAVI absolutely rolling over Faze with another clean
Bet
round
galėtų
on
juos
the bye.
psichologiškai palaužti. Šiaip
Can you
patinka man
imagine
abidvi komandos.
what this NAVI team would look like if
Patinka
all of
žaidėjai
these
abiejų
players
komandų,
played
bet
at their peaks? It
tiek
feels like we
už
might get
NAVI
that
trečias ir-
today. Bits hitting some fantastic headshots.
taip. Šiandien palaikom
JL
NAVI.
has done the same.
Like
And
always.
Alexi, an in-game leader who has been known to hold his own individually.
And it's safe to say that's the case here. Right up top of the board alongside Bit.
We've not even seen Wonderful's orb matter yet.
So there's still so much more to come for NAVI. And a worrying start for Faze.
Ai, čia jie
Just
gal
forcing
laukia,
a
ta
B
prasme,
execute
jeigu
here. They've got
pušas bus,
so
kad
little
savo
to play with.
atsitvert
Just
vietas
Tech9's
šiek
running through smokes. Nothing to lose, everything to gain.
JL inside of the site. Alexi wins his fight over at the cave, but it's Bit run down first. JL and Ima trying to contain this.
Wow.
As Faze move in, they feel
wow,
a lot of damage.
wow.
It's starting to get out of control. Alexi wrestling with the AK. Support from Wonderful. Alexi
Gerai,
can't
vienas
deal
liko.
with the last man. Wonderful misses the backstab. Brokey's now got time. Brokey's now got a chance. A long way to go for the bomb plant. But don't underestimate Brokey in these clutches.
He's so decisive. He's going to go straight for it,
Ruksta.
fearless, knowing he's got that great timing and that Wonderful is a long way away. The question is, where does he go in the post plant? Brokey clearing out positions and putting it together. Piecing this flank from Wonderful. There's only one place he can be, says Brokey. No health advantage, but the info, the position, the risky post plant, does it pay off?
Faze desperately need this round. This is their best chance yet, and Brokey playing with his food.
Ai, ai, ai. Bet gražus klačas, nieko
And
nepasakysi.
that's what Brokey's all about.
Su Tech9 užėjo bachuriukai.
That's the Faze we were here for. That's a Faze you paid to see, the clutch factor, the X factor, the star power. Brokey saves it. That was Tech9's on a B rush. NAVI melted them. But a clutch comes through, and Faze are back to their winning ways. Okay, more decisive B control now. Rain wants to tackle with this cave. Comes at a cost. That cost is health, but he gains control in exchange.
Brokey's delivered them the lifeline, but now Faze have got to capitalize on it. It can't just be the one and done. This is their chance to break through and tie up the half right here, right now. Carrigan waits.
Here it is.
Took him a little while to find his footing here and get on the board, but Carrigan. That kill tees up Faze nicely. An early 5v4. JL caught pushing. So now NAVI scramble for answers. They scramble to try and make sense of this. There's that wonderful AW.
Oh!
Wonderful! No! Third shot misses. Brokey gets revenge, claws his way back into the round.
Faze are so good at resetting in these moments. They won't give you any more. They won't chase for another kill. They will go cold. They will go quiet. The seed of doubt in NAVI. Can they find anything?
Oh, Carrigan does it again! Every time Faze have needed these little advantages squeaked out, Finn's been good for it. So now Faze set their sights on the A play. Bit will move in and deal with the captain of Faze. Even odds right now, they're not ready for Ima, they're not ready for this, and so Brokey clutching the last, he's got to do it again. This time, one step further, one step too far! As NAVI collect themselves, they dust off from that rough start they're gifted there. And they deny Faze that even scoreline on the half.
Yeah, despite those explosive entries as well, Carrigan's still continuing to ruin JL's day, but it doesn't matter. He's got his team to rely on. Big active mid-round, And Ima does not look scared on this stage. He's here to rewrite his story today.
Labai gražu. Bet Braukis
a star with an asterisk on him.
Nes $0.
And finally, in the final round of this T-side, Brokey funded for an orb.
Been a long time coming. How's it look now that Brokey gets his weapon of choice down the lane? Over towards Long, he's got this line, looking for that first incision. Brokey nails it. Tech9's run down JL. And a quick dig from Robs, the pistols, backbone of that AWP. Looking to make amends here. Ima just wonderful. Left against it all. Makes the smoke open, but that shot sails past and Faze with one orb and a collection of pistols. They've left an impression here, trading blow for blow down the stretch at the end of this half. Wonderful is just praying that anything connects, that he can get something to give him an edge. Brokey wants the knife. Brokey's getting ballsy. Wonderful flashed, and as he moves up, if he pulls this knife, Brokey will fall. The frozen trades and Faze pull up with just that AWP and the pistols, and they get something to latch onto heading into this second half.
Just enough. 5 rounds. You're not celebrating if you're Faze, but you're well and truly in the game. Some clutch rounds coming through, but NAVI playing to another level right now, a level we've never seen out of this team.
Labai gražus žaidimas iš NAVI, šiaip visą majorą buvo. Vakar tai
a crew put together
sakau, širdis vos
off of the performance of Paris, and you were ready to write them off, but they are in the major final.
Yeah, well, it's so easy to think that those were, one-hit wonder performances, the highest heights that a lot of these individuals had ever reached was there on the stages of Paris. But they look to prove the world wrong here and now. NAVI, a confident display to open up in that first half.
And I think it's Alexi leading as well with the kills. 13 and 6 on the Finnish captain. Certainly not cold here. His job's going to get a little bit harder leading this T side now against a very mobile, very active Faze, making a gamble in this pistol. They roll wrong.
Rain with the dual Berettas, it's all him. NAVI move on in, they flood over the site. Carrigan will get here in time, but he's one man against the world right now. And run down. Locked off from spawn. Who from Faze is going to make the first move here? It might have to be Rain. They reroute through middle. Ima offers something up. Ima offers up that 4v4 into the retake, and now they rejoin Faze. They rejoin Rain over in cave.
Great control.
He's been spotted, dinked by the Glock. 2 in from ramp. Faze is slowly but surely moving in, but not for long as NAVI swiftly deal with this retake before it even begins.
Denied at the door. No ID, no entry. And NAVI shut Faze out of that B-bomb site. The gamble goes wrong, and this round gets worse.
Tikėtis, kad žodžiu, mind game'ą tokį sužaidė, galvoja, kad jie eis, tai būtų vienareikšmiškai laimėję.
They played blinders throughout the playoff stage so far. But he still is yet to lift a trophy here in the Royal Arena.
It's his third final in this very building, his 4th time on the stage. And still not enough. Will that be the question for Carrigan on home soil? Ima wants to make it so. Easy entries into the middle. And this force buy from Faze dissipating in front of our eyes. They will have to dig deeper than ever before. This should be a 10-5 lead for NAVI when all is said and done. And once again, the Finnish tactician moves his pieces to the right place.
Ima is very wounded, very hurt, and so that kill is given over for free. Oh, hang on a second. Carrigan might be onto something here. He's just caught a whiff of Alexi going into the cave, but he can't best him in the head-to-head. So that flank from the captain is nullified. Flank from the captain is knocked out of the round. NAVI with a bomb plant. And everything to play for here. Faze can't justify going for this. And so Brokey and Rain have got to save, and look at what they're saving. Nova, MP9, as they concede a 9th round to NAVI. This is going to leave them with very little room down the stretch. It's got to start so strong for Faze when those rifles come out, or else it might never get going here on Ancient.
They still have another round to catch their breath for NAVI to get more ferocious, more rapid, and one step closer to closing Faze's map pick in this series. For crying out loud, NAVI, it's Mirage next. They've beaten this very team with Blade playing on that map. NAVI must be feeling unstoppable right now. And once again, the question is posed to Faze.
Have a little chat with Carrigan about what Neo brings to the table. He likes to call into these low buy rounds. He likes to help with the CT sides. He is that kind of analytical coach. Hands-on, tries to get involved, and so desperate times calling for desperate measures. He's going to try and do that now. See what Neo and Carrigan cooked up between them in a round that Faze have absolutely no business winning. They come into this with a shotgun and an MP9, a handful of nades. Faze clan artillery is certainly getting ready, but will NAVI fall for the trap?
Looking like an instant dump. NAVI do not take their spawns nor their opportunity lightly. They go for a full A-exec. It is empty with Faze starting middle. They know they have the space. They hear those nades, and NAVI with a red carpet rolled out look to lock in 10 rounds.
And there's nothing that Faze can do or say about this. They're smoked off at every choke point. The only angle open is here through Temple, and even that's being held. There's no way Brokey can save the day with a Nova. And so Faze have a very tricky task rolled out ahead of them. The moment these rifles come out in the next round, they've got to find success and then keep finding it. And that's been the struggle for Faze, chaining together anything more than just these one-and-done rounds. They've got to embark on a streak here, because NAVI have pulled up in title-winning form. Alexi leads the way in and out of the server.
And there is not a weak piece in sight right now for NAVI. You were at least ready to write off players like Ima, but he has only gotten better stage by stage, game by game in the major. Bits having his best performance yet right now, it feels. And Wonderful has not even been required, but he was the reason that G2 had problems yesterday, that they couldn't close that semi-final. He's the reason they're here. How deep does this pool run for NAVI? Will Faze drown in it?
Brokey had to wait till the end of that first half to bring out the What a crazy opener on a Frozen. It takes Rain with a wide swing, and Brokey's Orb getting involved to pull this back the other way. Rain waits with bated breath, fearing a reaction through the cave to try and catch him after that peek through middle. Goes through the motions, falls back into the site to go and help his captain. Molly forces him forward, but Rain is very much in the sight. Him and Carrigan in tandem, send NAVI packing, and now it's just Alexi. Up in the chart, sure, but a 1v4. They've never seen the day. Missed shot from Brokey to open, but there's so many players here ready to react, ready to punish, ready to trade. Alexi can't take this any further, surely. One more kill, but there's Rob's end of the line is found on that B side.
Šansų nebuvo, bet nice try. Va čia yra nice try. O ne kai bėga bičias, belecha daro.
What a great play for Rain as well. We talk about how powerful he is in the cave. He plays behind the molly, not fearing Alexi's move. He plays ahead of the molly, and he still lets Carrigan get that first contact that sets him up perfectly to refrag. Even if Carrigan dies on that, that just shows how selfless he is on a leader. He's happy to set up his stars, set up his players. Keen to go in first T side and divvy up that entry roll, and keen to take the first contact on B as well. Faze have to propel themselves. They have to springboard off of that gun round.
Darom taip
And
ir
with the
taip.
way that Navi
Faze
are
irgi
playing, it's not going to come easy. Ima running through a
Tikėkimės
mid-smoke
iš jų
with
dabar
no
va
support.
tokios nesąmonės.
That just speaks to how Navi are feeling right now in this grand final.
Jie beitina į tam tikrus
There is something to be
veiksmus
said,
ir jie
especially
gerai
after a
užbeitina.
pretty dismal look in the elimination stage out of Ima.
Suvaldo.
That confidence that he finds in himself on stage is that
Netyčia kartais sesija kurios komandos.
a far more experienced player,
Turi
been in this
šorą,
position
žiūri,
once
sekasi,
before, but you
sekasi.
didn't imagine
Ta
he would
bandai
be
sekas, ta
the
bandai
only man to be a
sekasi.
repeat major grand finalist.
Tik ant to laiko
Back-to-back,
keičia.
frozen up and over, but sandwiched down here in
Feitas,
middle.
Alexis,
Rain tries
ne?
to respond.
Oh, no!
Oh, Rain will respond. Alexi thought he had him right where
Wow.
he wanted him.
Wow.
Wonderful
What a
with the
performance.
turnaround. And so this one's not done yet. This one is far from over. That kill should have been Carrigan's all day long. But Wonderful has found a way.
They know he's low. They're going to punish him. This round lives and dies on the play made by Rain, but he's hit the gap. They're walking through. They have no idea.
Oi, oi, oi.
Rain waits. Bated breath. Wonderful. About to fall. And that's the bomb in
krito
tow.
bomba.
Rain
Gerai,
won't
jeigu
turn
greitai šampas
around.
pareisi,
They're
dabar
out in
žaidži.
sight. He's got to be
Bet
aware of
vis
this. Rain waiting. Flash coming over, but Rain is ahead of it. Oh,
Wow.
can't respond. Bit. Now has that bomb back under control. Rops, will he get there in time? He's low on health. But all this distraction down towards ramp has at least got this AWP set up in the right place at the right time. Will they go hunting for Rops? Will they go looking for the man in middle? Do they grab this bomb and move into B? Flashes over into the B site. Rops is about to confirm that the path forward is through mid. Dropping down. Rops gets out with the first. It's just Ima now. And in comes that AWP.
Nu, čia jau
Beautifully done from
sakau. Žuvęs
Faze.
raundas blogai nematome.
They're able to withstand these blows
Šiaip
from
decided mapas, iš
NAVI.
tikrųjų yra čia šiaip
And they are pulling
pasireikšti.
themselves slowly but surely back into this game.
It doesn't matter how many times you knock down Faze, they still find a way to get back up after. Never out cold. Always good for a comeback, and I hope they give us that today. At least make this game competitive.
Ir baigęs.
Starting to get loud now. And starting to get easier. Faze have broken that brittle economy of Navi.
Neturės, nes kitas bus.
Faze are able to win these rounds on their T side, but Navi, that's not going to do them any favors. A missed Molotov for that B site. A smoke in the face, Navi go through.
Nu, džielai.
Straight through, straight into Carrigan. Straight into Faze's mastermind, who's now going to make a stand all alone.
Pistolai, tik pistolai, tik pistolai. Turės plentą.
Plant found. NAVI, they can at least get this bomb planted, but can they do anything more? Frozen doesn't seem to think so. They had no chance.
Ai, būtų dar klačinės, jei būtų šovinių buvę kalašė.
Puts them in boxes.
Gerai.
How is
Šovė
Carrigan
forsą,
been
turi
some of the most
plentą, turi
impactful
babkių.
fragger in this server, in this series?
Dabar
Both
gali
the
laimėt.
captains have such an important double denial. You can tell me it's just pistols, but if they break through for free there, that's Navi poised, armed, and in a post plant.
Padarė minus.
Carrigan never lets it get to that.
Kiek padarė vienas? Kiek krito vienas? Du.
Faze find a way. 2 rounds the difference now.
Kalašiukai su pilna utility. Prašau.
Alexi's got to dig deeper. Get that shovel out. But the ground might have frozen over.
Koks geras flešas iš tikrųjų buvo teammate. Jisai žinojo, kad jis užflešint savo teammate.
This time Faze is trying to fight for middle.
Teammate'as norėjo, kad kai sprogs dronkė pas juos galvoj tuo pačiu metu, jie būtų dar ir užflešinti ir dar juos šaudyti. Žiauriai geras lineup.
Rain even in cave, ready to support, and over at ramp, Carrigan waiting with a smoke pulled, ready to block and deny that presence up towards B. But Alexi, oh hello, sneaks on through the cave smoke, bypasses the 2 players in there.
Ai. Ir vienas tikrai lys Reinas, tikrai
Wallbangs can be
lys. Turi
wicked
tikėti.
though. He positions as safe as he physically can in this
Šiaip geras jisai.
very
Alexis B.
dangerous position. And while Navi take mid and
In-game
blind
lyderis.
Faze while doing so, Broky's
ką
passive
daryt.
enough that he doesn't seem to care. Double
Turi
cave
žinot, kad
ramps open. We need
Reinas
Carrigan to hold the
Keivą
window.
paliubomą laiko.
With no kill offered up, Navi must walk into the jaws of Faze.
Crossfire set up, Alexi hasn't cleared deep enough. Alexi didn't clear it. And so Frozen gets out scot-free. Can he fire?
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
Frozen is awake now. Quick double kill, but he's still got more to do. His job not done yet in this round. JL cancelled his finds him, and now it's just bit to go into the maws of this B site, to concede this lead that NAVI once boasted, and Bit's gonna walk out with his tail between his legs. It's a one-round game.
NAVI cannot get ahead of themselves here. FaZe have been in these positions before, and they are making the absolute most of it. Frozen looks so good in that FaZe jersey. Look at this, reuniting core, that old Mouse squad. Karrigan moved to greener pastures. He pulled Rops up, and Frozen waited. Frozen waited 2 years in Mouse to get his chance, and he is not going to waste that opportunity. Back-to-back backbreakers from Frozen. And NAVI needs something. Right here, right now, something to celebrate.
They need a hero. We mentioned how this performance from Bit has been uncharacteristic. Well, he's the one with the AK. He's the one with the big gun here. The guy who would have to kickstart it all again for NAVI, and that's what he does. First kill found out of Bit's AK.
Bitas tarp kitko turi daugiausiai headshotų.
As they rush up through the cave, Karrigan and Frozen will try and contain this. Frozen, they smoke him off. Putting a lot of pressure on Karrigan's shoulders, and that weight might be too much to bear. Karrigan goes searching forward, but overran, overwhelmed. B-side,
Ай, JL, давай, молодец.
Not another round, and JL will draw him to a close.
They call off
Geras
reset
kolas,
right now.
geras
The
kolas.
question is, does Rops' brain read this? Does he go one step ahead, one step too far perhaps? He makes that rotation. A guessing game right now, but NAVI, well, they must be fearful. The Rops lurks in the darkness. They go right back into the battleground. Ema attempting to find that player, but soon the plant presents itself. And Rops is a long way away. He's got to give this a go.
Yeah, trying to dodge that first contact. You can dodge Rops, but can you dodge death? NAVI over at long. Rops is opened, and now it's one man left to beat JL.
What talkie, Justas serviruoja.
Jay Lionheart.
Jay Legend, Jay fucking Legend.
He takes it on head on, and that's what brings NAVI back into the game.
Yeah, the face of this team, the courage that JL brings. And he shows that in the clutch, just going for a straight-up swing against one of the world's best mechanical aimers. Rops has been silenced. And to be fair, this is Rops' lowest-rated major in that FaZe jersey. Those are the rounds you need him to win.
Kurie laimi šitą raundą, tai jeigu NAVI laimi šitą raundą, labai didelė tikimybė, kad jie laimi šitą mapą.
A break in the action for the black and
Jeigu NAVI pralaimi,
throughout this whole thing, you've seen FaZe Clan getting tested, slowly warming up in this second half, but this is the toughest moment yet.
Reikės kažkaip ištraukti.
This one decides whether or not there is still hope
Prieš
for
G2 jie
FaZe
overtime
on
tą
Ancient.
They're all in. Live or die by the AWP.
Lengvai Sigi, davai Sigi,
He
važiuojam.
volleyed out. He has to concede. He has to give the site over. NAVI is slowly pulling that bomb around. Rops down in middle needs this kill.
Ai, gerai.
Meanwhile,
3 prieš
Rain
4.
found pushing the extremities over at B, but the bomb's already out
City
to
laiko,
remain.
oi,
Ooh,
vieną
just a
žino.
red herring. FaZe take the bait.
Still
Gerai.
fishing for that kill. They can't
2
close it.
prieš 3.
Karrigan's here putting up resistance in the site, but that molly might force his decision. He has to smoke it.
Oi,
He misses his
oi,
shot. That was a
oi.
chance.
Oi, gerai.
They're slipping by now. Wonderful closing in for the kill. And Karrigan gives him a wiggle, gives him a jiggle, gives him maybe yet another round. Can Brokey save the day?
This is it. Live or die by the AWP.
Ai, gražu.
NAVI soldier on.
Gražu. Labai
They
gražu.
didn't let that streak, that hot streak around that FaZe were on shake them.
Paskutinis FaZe'ų timeoutas.
And with Bit and
FaZe
JL breaking them through,
neturi
the rest of
visiškai
the team
babkių.
now
Pažiūrėkit,
stand
po 2
tall.
štukas.
And there is nothing
štukas turi.
left for FaZe.
Pas NAVI yra ginklai ir yra babkės.
Maybe the end of
Jie gali
Ancient
sau leist
here in
prarasti
front of
šitą
our
raundą.
very eyes. $2,000 a player. They went all in,
Bet jiem tik 1
and
000
now they may be
žaidimą
out.
uždaryti mapą. pirmą mapą, tarp kitko Faze'ų mapą. Faze'ai pasirinko šitą mapą.
About time we waited for Wonderful. He shows up in the most important round of this map so far. The turning point.
Labai geras rosteris surinktas. Labai jiem reikėjo susižaisti. Bet Wonderful buvo paskutinė puzlė detalė, kuri vietoj Simple atėjo, kuris išėjo pailsėti dabar. Benčintas, tai ant soliuko pasadintas, kaip sakant, tai komanda yra. Tai Wonderful pastatė jaunas, išvis ten bičiukas iš Faze tą paimtas, niekur nedalyvavęs, ten vos dalyvavęs, bet ten tokiuose. Pamatė per YouTube'o videkus, kaip jisai ten stumė ir viskas. Perkam, jisai markete buvo gan pigus, buvo ukrainietis, kas jiem labai tiko.
Very risky play to make.
Jisai turėjo ten komandas kažkokią.
The olive branch, is that the lifeline for Faze clan that they so desperately needed? Can they convert a low econ round, but a man up?
The mid retake is nice because Faze shouldn't have double or triple players here, but it does mean the rifle is in position to win the round for Faze in the middle if NAVI go for it.
Viskas, ką jisai daręs. Štatsai visi, labai nuodugniai.
A 1-2 punch ready to swing. Karrigan again taking that contact, but it's all frozen. It's all that sold AK.
And in this moment, all alone in middle, the round is on frozen shoulders. They creep out. It is David v. Goliath.
Va tokį. Viskas, neturi nei vieno ginklo. Gerai. Turi kalašą. Va taip.
Can he cook something up here?
1v2, not a lot of time to do it.
Kalašas
that bomb is right there for the taking. Can he get it and get out? 20 seconds for JL to make his decision, to make his move. But Brokey again, a step ahead. He doubts it. JL's got an open runway.
Oh my God, calling off that rotate. That might cost Faze everything. JL's going to get in here. He's going to have the plant for free. Now Faze are left
Brokey!
Low on both players. This fight on a silver platter.
Давай, JL.
And that move, that could be the move that cost Faze $500,000. Just JL left in this one. And it's Rain. Over 8 years on this roster.
Давай. Vienas half HP, kitas 2 HP. Pas JL 2 kulkos. 2 kulkos pas JL.
And he is not giving them anything. All the pressure is on Rain's shoulders. No kit means he needs the kill.
Va tokį. Va tokį. Va tokį. Prašau. Klačas mepo. Nusipirko bičiuką. Ant kiek gerą investiciją padarė NAVI, bet jisai visą maidžerą dirbo baisiai. Kūras. Zdarova, zdarova, Mafija.
Heaven, coming heaven one guy.
Guys, elbow. Yes.
Guys, they think it's B, I think. They think it's B.
He's elbow left side, baby ball.
I have. One temple, one cross temple, guys.
I have temple. Elbow and temple.
I'm all him.
I have temple. Did you miss?
He's alone, he's alone.
This one.
Guys,
Temple.
Two, if he should.
He could be doing.
No, if he should. But прийти может. I have
Nu ką,
temple.
Pretty close.
laukiam kito mepo. Dabar berods Miražas laukiam.
Oh, Atlantic. Красите, guys.
get to... Take out! Nice!
Čia radio messages. Pasižiūrėkit, ant kiek jie daug šneka.
Bro, how I killed frozen middle.
Ant kiek jie daug šneka. Jo, aš nesupykčiau, kad sausai, bet norėčiau pasižiūrėti iš tikrųjų ir į Faze'ų levelį. Nes Faze yra labai gera komanda, man irgi labai patinka. Ropsas patinka, Braukis patinka labai. Taip žaidžia jų žaidimo stilius. Frozenas. Karriganą šiaip nežinau, ar man labai patinka sprendimai. Ir Reinas irgi monstras savo laiku buvo. Tikrai nebloga komanda, tikrai. Bet NAVI turi labai naujoviškas stiliaus komandas, reikia, man tas irgi labai patinka. Ir bet JL'as tenai žaidžia.
We are proud to announce new additions to the XL series. Both are using fast TN panels and newly upgraded Diac 2 technology. Fast TN panel with its faster native response time can reveal enemy outlines quicker during flashbang attacks. For IPS panel, more overdrive is required to enhance response speed, leading to dynamic image blurring due to the panel's inability to handle the load. These new monitors integrate new dynamic accuracy technology, Diac 2. The upgraded dual backlight design not only provides FPS players with clearer visuals at dynamic aiming and spray control, but are also more friendly to your eyes. Moreover, built in the monitor panel, Diac 2 functions independently and doesn't require any sync with PCs, ensuring no impact on game performance. XL setting to share now has auto game mode feature. Besides download, save, share your settings, it will auto apply different color settings based on your usage scenarios. Outlook of the latest monitors are refreshed. It has incorporated industrial grade bearings into the height adjustment mechanism, allowing easier and smoother adjustment to the exact desired height. The new monitor series continue to evolve, refining details to ensure players can perform their best consistently in games. This is a brief introduction of the new XL monitor. Feel free to DM us if you have any questions.
Tem achievements, major played. Rio žaidė
it's popular, it's loud. And this is ASON's commercial. But ASON spent all the money to make the headphones good, and they got no money left for the commercial. So I'm gonna need you to have the ASON.io. ACEZONE. Yo. Code PGL, 50 euros off. Got some headphones. It's now or never.
Majors. Tai žaidė jisai majorą. Dabar žaidžia. 2-3 nežaidė ir va vienam majorė dalyvavo jis. Jisai Spiritas žaidė, ne? Jo, jis jau Spiritus žaidė, gaunasi. Bet kai karas prasidėjo, manau, kažkaip trūko visą. Pažiūrėkite tas.
Welcome back to the desk. NAVI draw first blood. And guys, I'm going to throw it over to you. I think sometimes there is a very fine line between genius and insanity. We have praised Karrigan for being the veto master. He said we play all of the maps now. You never know what we're going to do. And we were surprised to see that ancient pick come in, especially having seen NAVI on it just the other day. We got to criticize him.
Sometimes when you're cooking, you can overcook it a little bit. I feel that's really literally what happened. We preface the saying, and we had the same criticism of G2 yesterday. Why didn't you play Nuke? It's your best map. It's a map you're feeling comfortable on. Same thing can be said here for the side of Faze. I think they're the best Nuke team right now in the world, and that is a map they should 100% be comfortable beating NAVI on, despite the fact that NAVI have a pretty decent Nuke as well. The fact is they go into Ancient, they have an okay game plan here and there, but then some of the individuals don't show up. But I want to take nothing away from NAVI. The individuals that we're pointing at, people like Imma, people like Jail. Guess who was at the bottom of the server, Rich? It was wonderful, and they still won it convincingly.
Yeah, and I like that you mentioned NAVI, because this is my angle on the video. This is my surprise. Not just really how Faze plays on different maps, but just what NAVI showed us on Ancient against G2. From one day to the other, you're going to give them a map on which they already have certainties. They figured out a couple of protocols, and look, the B defense was once again stacked. But I think we have to start by talking about what didn't happen for FaZe Clan. You're going to be on your T side, and there's two things that you really profoundly need. You need entries from Rain, and you need closes from Robs. You had neither. None of these pieces came together. It was only about a couple of execute, change of paces that worked out. But in the depth of the game, they were behind, Navi was better.
Yeah, 100%. I'm a little bit disappointed in the performance from FaZe Clan on Ancient on their T side to begin with. Karrigan had a round where he ran up B ramp, got a double entry. That's a round win. You have 2 rounds where you win with the Tech 9s and the pistols.
Ну, железом, как
Default. There was no controlling the pace, controlling the game. We spoke about coming into it. One of the biggest strengths of Navi is how they default on pretty much every single map on their T side. How they're able to take map control, control the game, and then have a finish and an end product somewhere on the map. You said yourself, Matthew, if Alexi B is thinking FaZe is playing picture-perfect Counter-Strike, he's wrong, and they weren't here on Ancient. And that's my issue, right? You know what they can deliver on Nuke. I'm a little bit more hesitant to say what they can deliver on Ancient, and we saw it right here. The T-side was lacking.
I mean, again, the mid-round is not up to par for the FaZe standards. I think if they lose the gamble early on in the half or the round, then they just lose the rounds. A couple times they wanted to test mid, something we wanted to see. Boom, you face Ime, you face Bit. That's a connection that we have to touch on as well. 2 names that we put a whole lot of scrutiny ahead of this grand final. But the tandem towards mid was working really well. And I don't know if it's a communication or if it's just the hype, but they were meshing together. Bit sometimes left his position to come help Ime just to make sure FaZe couldn't play mid. So Karrigan kind of got himself boxed in. And there were supposed to be solutions. That's the perfect example right here. A minute 33, so it's pretty early in the round. And you see FaZe trying to put their teeth into mid. A little bit of success here. He gets flashed. But look at the cover that's coming in right here. That movement from the second CT. You have the sound check, bait here. Bit strikes it with a double kill. And that's what synchrony is for a defense. It's the ability to leave your position, come be that second line of defense, and FaZe is completely checkmate. Mentally speaking, huge round for Navi.
And it's so impressive even more if you think about it, the fact that we're talking about the communication for this team with a couple of players having never really played in an international lineup. So it really goes to show how much they've grown as a team. I want to highlight the rounds that FaZe have won over here, right? Fine, you win the pistol rounds right there. Apart from that, a lot of the rounds were predicated on Karrigan just walking up a ramp through the smoke, catching jail off guard a couple of times. We saw the Brokey clutch and running towards A bomb set. The scrappy rounds they were struggling to find to get on the T side. So considering you picked this, looking to punish Navi's CT side, which you saw yesterday against G2, I didn't really see much of a game.
I also just want to contextualize that. As you said, you win pistol, you convert, you win a couple of force buys, you win Karrigan 1 round where he walks on B ramp. T-side Ancient, we label it as a T-side map. It's a map where you get to control the pace, where you can make it super difficult for the CT side. Obviously, we have a lot of new viewers watching right now, and normally back in the days when it first came out, it was a CT side map. No more. A T-side where you only get 5 rounds after winning and converting pistol, and you even win a couple of force buys as well. It was a lackluster and a horrible T-side for Karrigan. We praised him so much throughout the tournament for playing good T-sides, for calling great. This was not one of them.
No, it wasn't. And also concerns about Robs. I mean, I think you said it perfectly. What you need is Rain to go and do the entry kills. And if that isn't happening, then okay, we've got Robs as the closer. And honestly, Robs is another one of those big names. Hasn't been really in this major. Not to the high standards that you associate with this guy.
I think he's been living on the remnants of the first few months of CS2 where he was such a trendsetter and he was at the top of everybody's list. But since then, it's been very moderate when it comes to Robs. And in this game, I will agree once again, there are moments in his role where you're supposed to offer solutions. You have 1v1s to take that reopen around that maybe does not look like it's in the best of shape. That's what a lurker is supposed to do. You're supposed to identify the moment to strike, and you're supposed to offer a solution to Karrigan. That never happened. We almost never saw a mid-round rotation based off of his info, based off of his move, and that in itself is a failure to accomplish. It's bad map from Robs.
And it's kind of shocking. I 100% agree with you. Just watching that game, you're looking at maybe Rain having, you know, a kill over the Karrigan, getting a couple of kills, Brokey with a clutch here and there, Frozen getting multi-kills. Robs just, you barely saw him on that map right there. And I feel like this tapering off of Robs seems so coincided with Frozen joining the team, right? When he's joined on in. Initially, the first couple of months, first 3 months of CS2, Robs was the brainiac of the game, the best rifle right there. Karrigan was praising him. But ever since Frozen came in, maybe he's taking a step back, maybe he's trying to walk around Frozen to set him up, because Frozen has been fantastic, absolutely. But at some point, they need to find a solution to get Robs back to what he was, or whether he needs to, because we know what he can be.
I think using Frozen as a cop-out is just easy. I think Rob still has the roles he's got to perform. I don't think that's the main reason. And if you want to make a contrast, talk about Ime for a second. He was the one finding a few of these 1v1s. Right? It's very important. When you play these roles, it's not just about having 25 frags at the end. It's about finding the moments where you 1v1 is yours and you take that risk. risk. Ime did it. He didn't have incredible numbers, but whenever Navi was applying pressure on the B side or Cave, Ime was sliding in towards middle, and he was sort of isolating the 1v1, either in cubby or in window, making sure that there is a little bit of space being taken, and that is something LXB works with. So that is a contrast in and of itself. The player that was the most disappointing of the entire event so far actually did what Robs was supposed to do, and he did it better.
And especially considering we talk about Ima and his struggles on the CT side and whatnot, but on the T side, what we've noticed here is Ima's T side so far at the playoffs has been substantially better than Robs has been.
Which we said, I mean, remember
which is insane.
In Paris, you know, all his best games were coming in the high pressure situations on the stage. So it's like, I don't know what happened prior to that to make the Ima coming in be so poor and then so poor again in the group stage. But look, if he can get things done here, then that's amazing. And this is the attitude you have to have when times are hard.
But here's
we win the major and I'm last on the scoreboard, no one cares.
But here's
right.
Here's the thing though, no, I disagree. You know why I disagree?
Why do you disagree?
If he wins a major, it's because he's not at the bottom of the scoreboard. He's actually delivering in the server. You look at his roles he has on his teams. If he continues to taper up and play at the bottom of the barrel with a 0.8 rating, I doubt Navi would even be here. And maybe the fact is he stepped up. That's why they're one step away.
And maybe that's part of the reason. Matthew just had a great round where we showed this synergy between Bit and Ima. Is not a player that is being set up to frag. Yes, I know that he, on paper, is playing in some of the positions where you'd like him to be the top fragger. And we can easily agree that him being the third worst rated player coming into the playoff is not good enough from Ima, but it's not like Navi are spending a lot of time making him feel comfortable. They're spending a lot of time making everyone feel comfortable. They're spending a lot of time making the defense a good synergy in between each other. This is not a team that caters to the star players. This is not a team that is utilizing every single flash, every piece of utility to set Wonderful up or to set Ima up. This is a team with a big T, so as much as I want to put critique on towards Ima, which is definitely justified, he's not delivering as he's supposed to, he's not going to be the Ima from Gamer Legion, not within this iteration of Navi.
I mean, we're not going to criticize him now, we're going to hype him up. That's what we're doing, right? That's what we're doing in this grand final. I think what's crazy is that some of the things that we thought was going to happen to Faze happened to Navi. Hey, look at your entry fragger, Bit, incredible performance, he delivers massively. Your leader, we spent so long explaining how Carrigan steps up in big games and he's going to deliver above his own expectations. It's Alexiv who's actual multi-kill machine in Cave. He stops, he shuts the door in their faces a couple of times. So some of these win conditions just materialized for Navi. And on top of that, we know that they have the playbook, we know they have the structure. Man, look at the ADR that Bit just dropped.
I know.
So what I said, he's a shadow of himself. 98 ADR, first map of the grand final.
It is especially so impressive that we're talking about the pressure. We preface this entire matchup saying when the pressure's really on, that's when the newbies, as I like to call it, they're going to struggle a little bit. They've been on the major stage in the past.
Talk about this major winner right there.
But that's a major winner right there. I'm looking at Alexi B, bottom-rated player in the entire tournament, heading into the playoffs, top fragging in the server, leading like a captain. It's like the impossible is materializing in front of us.
And let's just quantify that outlier, because Alexi B has been the worst rated player throughout the entire tournament. We praised him for his T-side calling, for the way he set up Navi. Individually, he has had some rounds and some games where he hasn't shown up at all. Now coming into the final, map number 1, faces surprise pick on Ancient. He's the top fragger. We praised Carrigan from the bottom of the roof, inside the entire arena for when he had a good map. We should definitely do the same for Alexi B. That was a wonderful performance. It was a wonderful calling coming out of Alexi B. And individually, he was also a big factor on the server as to why they won. You have that duel between Carrigan and Alexi B inside this arena right now. 1-0 for Alexi B with a big fat one.
They key positions, right? Cave, and now we can make the transition to Mirage as well. It's going to be a different horizon for Alexi B because you're playing that B side, and I tell you, you're not getting a lot of love here. It's about testing how strong mentally you are. You can have very dry sequences as well, where the game is very, very not pacey for you. So this first map is exactly what Alexi B needed in order to be completely in flow state, knowing exactly what's happening. Is in Carrigan's head. He's individually fine, but he's going to rely on a good net of communication. The relay of information from his teammates on Mirage is going to be key because he's a little bit isolated. That's just that comes with the territory.
The issue we've got here is, Mirage obviously Navi's pick. There's a world where they can just blow Faze out of the water on this map, particularly as we know Orpas can go big here. Wonderful, quiet on Ancient.
You ready with that thought? You ready with that thought? Navi winning 2-0?
Yeah,
are we getting there?
Nobody would have called it, but we're on the precipice. I really think Mirage is such a good map for these guys.
It is such a good map for these guys, and if you're looking at some logic in that veto, this is the one that made sense, right? Navi, just go with the Mirage pick. We're good on this map. We're going to play it, but you would be wrong to assume Faze is going to capitulate and just disappear from this map. They have looked stellar recently on this map. They dispatch a Spirit, one of the best teams on this very map in a very convincing fashion. You're talking about ops. There were 3 operas in a team at that point in time. It was Carrigan was opping towards the B apartments. We had Rob opping, with everyone sharing the opping duties, and they were playing disruptive, aggressive CT side Counter-Strike. That is the antithesis of what NAVI like to do on their T side. This is a different map altogether. We were complaining, we were bitching about Faze's T side on the side of Ancient, justifiably so. CT side, whole different ballgame.
Karrigan and FaZe Clan, they know what's coming for you. We've seen NAVI play Mirage a lot throughout this tournament, especially on that T side. One thing LXB loves to do is throw in a couple of A executes from out of spawn. And he does it with a high quality. The utility is fantastic, so you're looking at your players who's playing static on that defense within FaZe Clan. Can you stop that? Then I don't think Navi's T side or Mirage is that fearful. They like to go for A executes, they like to go for mid control, they like to default, as I said as well. If you're Karrigan, you know what's coming for you. Question is the quality of the way NAVI is playing so good that even though you know what's coming for you, it's still gonna surround, it's still gonna be too much for FaZe to handle, or is it gonna be one of those scenarios where you're looking towards your big stage player in Rain to shut that
Two players you got to watch for in this T side coming in from NAVI, JL and Palace. He's going to ever-present be there, and he's an architect.
Oh, we're going to be talking about him.
Imma's T side on Mirage might be his best map, in all honesty, and he could be the difference maker.
Yeah, quick final thoughts from you?
Yeah, listen, the same realization that I'm having right now, I wonder how the players are going to deal with it. Because if you are in the NAVI jersey, all of the efforts you have to put in is to be able to deal with the idea that you are one map away from winning the major here in Copenhagen. And this thought comes at a heavy price sometimes. Do you think they're equipped to deal with it?
Yeah, listen, I'm going to say this. Sometimes destiny, it isn't all it's cracked up to be. And Karrigan, if he's been thinking it was going to happen just because it looked like it was, there's an old saying where I'm from, if you want to make God laugh, you tell him your plans. We're going to get over to Harry and Hugo now. For map 2, it's going to be Mirage. Can't wait to watch this one.
It's bound to be a banger, Richard. NAVI are 13 rounds away from engraving their name in a new game with a ragtag international roster. And here, as we sit this evening in the kingdom of Counter-Strike, I ask for one thing, Royal Arena: raise it! Give me your energy!
Karrigan had to know that this one was coming. He had to know that Mirage was going to be coming through the pipeline here. And sometimes this FaZe squad do their best work from behind. A map down in the series, they've got a nigh on impossible task. The one that they will take to NAVI, T-side opener, and a chance for them to set the pace in what could be the defining map of this first CS2 major.
Fearless start for FaZe. Straight up top mid with a vengeance. Donk-esque, but denied. Rox gets pushed all the way back to the safety of the A site. How safe is it really? Smokes go over. It's a farce. The bomb is a long way out. If NAVI are going to commit, they have to bring it all the way back through spawn. These smokes will be long gone by that point. Bit double fake back to B. Can he draw them out of position? Wonderful needs his entry right now. It's not getting given. Back shot comes in from Frozen, finding Bit. Now the bomb's out ramp, and now the kills come through for NAVI.
Oh, Robs. Awkward misses to open. Now they know about him. It trapped in at the stairs, and JL will secure that. Plant found for NAVI. They're trying to pull this one back. 2v4 when it opens. Can JL and Alexi cook something up for NAVI? Plant found. FaZe grouping. A long rotate out of Frozen, who's been the kind of standout player for FaZe so far, the one that you could have justified crumbling in this grand final. Furthest he's ever gone. But kills to the good already. They're going to need him here and now as JL drops another man. Alexi never even giving them the fight from ramp. Smoke on the bomb. Connects. Karrigan dead, and Frozen's going to fly solo. Knives are out. Knives are pulled, and Frozen.
Opa!
It matters not.
In style, Professor. In style.
Explosive beginning for NAVI, and already Alexi B up to his tricks. A hit into B fake, back to the former site. They're going to keep FaZe guessing in this game. And as the Des feared, there is a world, there is a way that NAVI could just roll over FaZe in this final map. A FaZe that had seemingly done everything, seemingly set themselves up for another major. Slaying the Dragon in the quarterfinal, removing the reigning champs of Vitality in that semi. But the final boss, underestimated, unexpected, but up for the task, it's NAVI.
I'll put everything into this round. Finally a nice long stretch for FaZe to play with. Don't have NAVI breathing down their necks just yet, so this is their chance to get involved early. M4 put in the capable hands of Robs. Aggression through the Palace gives FaZe Clan a lot of information to work with. For NAVI, instead they've honed in on middle. Free smoke in their way, that's going to waste precious time. Over at ramp, JL getting pressured.
No. Vieną ginklą turi.
Smoke won't last forever. And how deep is Rain pushed in? He's still being given absolutely nothing. NAVI know that FaZe are playing to the extremities right now, and JL just doesn't want to risk it. Reset. Leave this lurk. They're going to come find it, come fight it. Ema won't last long. And now FaZe are arming themselves. They're finding more and more space. Another kill off the pistol. And NAVI just back to this B site, desperate times. They won't get in.
Kaip sudaužė.
Brokey even in with the backstab.
Kaip sudaužė. Vieną tik jis turėjo.
Flawlessly done. With that one
Geras.
they break through, and it's not even needed.
Ferocious for FaZe.
That's going to get the blood flowing for FaZe Clan nice and early. You didn't want to start off at a big deficit on the back foot straight away as they're put down to this 4-spy round, but they reap the reward. They find success. And that means a lot to FaZe right now. They need to keep themselves in this more than ever, and that's what the captain is trying to do right there. Get this crowd back on his side.
He needs it. He needs all the help he can get right now.
Nu, JL vieną segė.
These stars of NAVI shining at the same time in the most important game of their careers. There's never going to be a better opportunity for NAVI to take a 2-0 over FaZe. We go to Inferno. Questions again are raised. Can NAVI put it to bed early? Finding a force back here feels inevitable, or impossible rather. FaZe armed and ready. Nice swing for Robs. Frozen dealing with top mid, but he won't last.
Lovely dig to open, but they don't take it any further than that. Window locked down by Brokey. And so this return to the force for NAVI does not net them the results. It's just Alexi B.
He wants to give them nothing. No grenades. You kill me. All you get is the score. Have your headshot. NAVI will be back.
Wow.
Oh.
He shouldn't be ready for Robson with the backstab. Shouldn't be ready for this man coming in to take it all away. Brokey even poking from top mid, trying to chop over. Brokey just chases the kill down.
I mean, this is a FaZe that beats Spirit on this map. We thought that no one was going to do that. We thought that was impossible. They did it on a stage. They did it with all the pressure of that Katowice final going the other way. FaZe had a great CT side on that second half. Never let Spirit get started. So can they stop NAVI before it even begins? That force by may have made it so. Pistols again for the T side as we wait rifles.
See Alexi taking a bit of time to start talking over that next round. That's the important one. Goal here for NAVI. Anything resembling a bomb plant would be fantastic if they can somehow break through, but not going to be easy, not with Rain in position and ready to shut this down. Robs even right place, right time over the stairs as they both get involved. This A site is locked down, and so the Glocks don't get in for NAVI.
And this has been one of the problems with NAVI on this map. Ema on these mid-lurks, not necessarily been finding the best timings in this tournament, having trouble finding impact. Of course, it doesn't matter in a round like this, but he is integral. He is a requirement in this map if NAVI are going to get a good T-side rolling. Nothing there and then, but now NAVI get to bite the bullet.
Antrą ginklų raundą turim. Važiuojam dabar, pažiūrėsim, kaip atrodys.
Yeah, the question around NAVI is, can they keep it together across this second map? Don't have to look much further than their opposition on the other side. They know what it means to be close to achieving greatness. And they also know the heartbreak of falling short when you're in the lead. So NAVI, the pressure never goes away. It never stops.
They have their fans in the arena, but right now it feels entirely against them. The Faze cheers, Carrigan waits, he lets them in.
Full blind as he gets his first kill. Might need more out of Carrigan, but he keeps on giving. Oh, even the dink, Carrigan's on a tear. And even though they flush him out, the leader of Faze has done his part, he has done enough. And this first attempt at the B play, an up-tempo round for NAVI, scaled back immediately. Alexi and Wonderful don't even have time to come to grips with their failures here as Rain looks to come in on the backstab. And Rain should have this one locked in, dead to rights. Looking for a clean Rain cleans all.
Oh, no vision needed. These are very clean rounds for Faze. Confidence building on the CT side of Mirage, money getting made. NAVI yet to show us their map pick, the reason why they've had a streak, they've got some legit wins here. But this is still up against a Faze who refuse to go down without a fight. Alexi buys a scout into the eco.
All right then. Let's see what Alexi B's got up his sleeve, shall we? Scout in mid, but that shot sails on past them. So that was the chance to get involved early. Bit of a classic here from Carrigan, as he's pulled out the orb.
Žiūrim.
One of his more comfortable guns and perfect position to use it in that new van boost. It's got a nice angle. NAVI should know this is coming. They just clear middle instead, letting the Deagles lead.
Alexi's going to take first contact, but another shot misses from that scout. Nade even finding more damage. Robs just toying with him in middle, trying to bait him into the pistols is Alexi. But Robs will not take that bait. He knows better. Gets out of the danger zone, but that does leave the catwalk open, and NAVI sights set on this B split. The pressure is going to be on Frozen and on Carrigan. Frozen open, spots them over it short, a kill from Carrigan, but that's the end of the line. It's Frozen and Rain who hold on. And as Alexi moves in, over the bodies of his teammates, this 1v4 is not happening. FaZe Clan will not give NAVI an inch of ground on this second map.
Gero comebacko reikės.
Orbs out as well.
About
time. Wonderful, slow to start in that previous map, but wasn't really a requirement for NAVI. Now they need him. They need these opening kills. FaZe have shown a couple of aggressive mid takes. Frozen and Rops at the front of it. Going to go back for more. Boost up. Nice movement from Frozen. Gets him straight into the ladder room. Brokey posts as well. The JL highlighted on the desk is the guy to watch out for in this Palace position. Brokey knows. He awaits. JL just misshoots, I think. Yeah, bullet missing. He's going to peek him close. Can Brokey hit this in time?
It's a very strong reaction out of JL. Trying to play the close angle to throw off the AWP. Meanwhile, his teammates are taking middle. Brokey waits all round. Oh, no! And comes up short. JL deals with him over in Palace, and so now the gaps start to show. Bit with a kill through the window. Frozen at least brings it back. Rain prepares himself for the lengthy defense of this A site. Tucked into a corner.
Wow.
Frozen dead.
Wow.
Over on the short side. It's got to be Rain. It has to be Rain. Carrigan moves in to help him. Rain puts up the first, but they're deeper than he's ready for. The backstab's right here.
Oh no!
Carrigan's bailed him out. And this one still has left on it. As FaZe respond. It's just JL. Starts his round over in Palace. Looking for the crown.
Kokį raundą. Kokį
And
raundą.
they rule with an iron fist. A stellar defense for Faze to start this game. And that's what the people want right now. Faze wake up just in time. And they don't roll over. Not in a grand final.
That's your veterans not crumbling under the pressure. Reign over 8 years in this very roster. And Carrigan, with more time spent playing professionally than players like Donk have been alive.
They're out mid, the timing's awkward, they're double under. Frozen provides immaculate cover.
Okay.
Both kills off the spray. Very well recovered. And Na'Vi, nothing to show for yet another eco that will go by the wayside. Couple of pistols that could, but probably won't.
And if you're Na'Vi, you're wondering, how has it started like this? Moments ago, you were riding the high of stealing away Faze's map pick in the series. You felt like this grand final was as good as yours. But you've got nothing to show for these first 8 rounds played on Mirage.
It's going to get worse before it gets better.
No.
Rops awaits inside of the connector. Impatient. Bloodthirsty, Brokey brings his laser. This shot, gonna have another chance, but they're getting closer and closer by the second. Support needs to be called in. Rob swaps positions, Ray might pay the price. A backstab comes in, the Deagle connects. Somehow it's a 3-on-3.
I don't know where Rob's got to in all this. He's playing the long game right now. He's got to make the play that wins the round. It was him who got bypassed in this smoke.
Oh no!
And falling off. All together. You can dodge him for a moment, but you can't cheat death. It's just bit 1v2 and runs
Not even close.
Koks raundas.
It may have cost that clean advantage, but Rob saves the day when Faze need him. And they need him now. My, oh my. Na'Vi need a breather. You want to talk tacticians, Blade joins that conversation, standing right behind, ready to bring wealth of experience. It may not soothe your mental, but he will fix your game plan. Right now, Na'Vi need exactly that.
That extra pair of eyes on Na'Vi trying to bring them back into the fold. I mean, that round was the closest they've come in a little while to truly breaking through. So a time to talk this one over, a time to try and recover the beating that Faze are dealing them.
It's this round or the T side will disappear in front of your very eyes. And Faze have more plays to make. They have more ideas, a new setup. Goes the same way for Na'Vi and execute into this bomb site. We won't see necessarily a commitment off of this util volley. JL makes his presence known in Palace as well. But Faze block it immediately. Molly, smoke, double ramp. There's no getting in here. Sure, Na'Vi have burnt the util of Faze. They can recommit with a second attempt. But it's costing them time. It's allowing Faze to sit and wait. 3 in the site.
Rain and Frozen top to bottom here. As the play's looking to come through, Rain seeks refuge under the Palace. Frozen has to watch out for him from up above. Frozen answers the call. Rain is dead, but Frozen's still a threat. And more players flood the defensive lines for Faze. They repel the A play. Ema late lurk out through middle, but what can he hope to achieve?
Oh, they saw him.
This is that timing on the man running under.
And that just cuts off the bomb.
That Wonderful know to prep for a fight, but Wonderful needs speed, he needs pace, and Carrigan knows that that one smoke grenade could have just won the round.
It's perfect.
Forces a reroute out of Wonderful with the bomb. This one is down to the final few seconds, down to the buzzer. Na'Vi moving quickly, they need to. Time is not on their side. Hema with the double. Suddenly there's a chance. Na'Vi chase that bomb plant and they're going to get it down. Wonderful. Chance that, and that gets him off the bomb. Brokey takes it away.
What?
Не спею.
He
Не спею,
lives
bet
just long
išsaugoju
enough.
raundą.
Brokey, that's one way to do it. It almost cost them, well, it did cost them last map, playing ahead of the bomb in a 2v1. Right there, it saves Faze's bacon. And that was a beautiful move. We had a big flank coming in all the way through T-spawn. We had Carrigan being loud in the apartments, allowing his team to fight with him. Still Na'Vi make that look winnable. But one not. And they are just desperate, trying to cling on in this map. Another buy comes around this orb.
The trek through middle begins for Na'Vi. Brokey tries to give himself an angle. This time they lose that early man. They go a man down. So Faze are fighting from the back foot. Na'Vi have been so close to breaking through, but they've not yet been and this is why Frozen. Any more from him will get silenced. JL secures that kill. Brokey on the rotate over. Rain about to meet his fate. Through the murder hole into Lexi B to lock it in.
Wow.
Brokey maintains control of the B site, and this one falls apart. Once again, Na'Vi feel like they're close, but they just can't break through.
They just can't find the gap. They can't find a player sleeping. Even when they're going for full XX on one side, those lurks are getting hounded down. Backstabs on backstabs. Faze holds strong. They won't group in this 2v1. This gives Ema a chance. He woke up, found his first kill of the game last round. And he now needs both in this B bomb site. Bomb plant allowed. He won't be certain of that.
He never expects that they would give him this much room. They would give him the chance to play around this bomb, and so he'll go hunting first, checking out every sight line that's available. Ema will lock in a bomb plant here, but as Brokey moves in, sliding through the market, Ema has got to do this all alone. Oh, Brokey! Not missing a beat!
There's that Latvian laser we were promised. We were waiting for. And in a grand final, no less. Brokey is saving the day for Faze in these last couple of rounds. Just as Na'Vi get close, it's not close enough.
This is brutal from Faze.
This is a statement.
It's the mentality of a championship winning team. It's not over till it's over.
I mean, they've been in a fair few finals, Harry. We've seen them. We've seen Faze in every single Tier 1 LAN grand final since the inception of this game. From Shanghai to this arena, Katowice, they've had it all except the wins. Only 2 out of the 5. This would be their 3rd out of 6. If Faze can bring this back in a reverse sweep, right now they're making the case for it. They can't just be that second place team.
Carrigan right now, 6 kills, 6 deaths, 6 assists. He's bearing the mark of the devil. Done a deal with him to pull them in this position. Faze are looking to embarrass Na'Vi on their map pick. They want to send a message. Feels like that message has been keenly received by the Na'Vi squad. They are terrified as they embark out through middle, an area they've had for free. In so many of these rounds, everything is uncertain. The game has slowed to a crawl. But now Na'Vi look to make their move.
A mid-take with the bomb. The smokes are down, but Faze don't look to hide behind them. They look to go through, in front, up, top, everywhere. You'll find Faze in your face, in your dreams, in your nightmares. 5 on 2 in the blink of an eye. Oh! Is that entry enough?
It has got them control of the site. It has got them some serious room. And right now, Faze are embarking on a double flank that won't find anything because that bomb is already here. Plant comes in and Faze know they've got to get moving. Frozen and Robs a little faster on the backstab now. Looks like they want to try play into this one first.
No. Davai, reikia raundų.
NAVI are boxed in, wonderful, desperately looking for a route out, but he can't find it. And so now it's got to be bit on for an ace clutch. The legacy member of NAVI, the longest standing, spammed out, finished off. The hells are empty because its demons are right here. And they are in the ranks of FaZe Clan. They are lighting NAVI up. A whole map of Mirage and nothing to show for it for NAVI.
This is the FaZe we were promised. And NAVI, the deal is off the table. The half falls in tow. Not a weak player in sight, not a gap, not a way back. Frozen is 15-3. He wants to join this squad. He wants to take a trophy with his team. Robs is burning alive, doesn't even realize. Down to 6 before he escapes, but still FaZe somehow infallible. They don't fall.
But that's a collateral from Karrigan's orb. A wild statement in and of itself. You've seen him done it before, but Karrigan is really taking some liberties here.
This is a nice beast player. FaZe don't have the resources. They need to pull Brokey over ASAP.
That's the double orb defense over towards B then if Brokey joins the party.
No, vieną raundą paimsim.
Brokey's not moving a muscle right now. It is just Karrigan and Frozen who have got to make this stand. They've got to hold on. Frozen overran. Karrigan trying to roll back the years but can't find any more off that AWP. It's Brokey. Oh, it's bust. 1 kill back. And that levels the playing field. Brokey, you've seen that tendency to get aggressive, betraying before. And Ema will deal with that point man out through the market. Robs is so low from the start of the round as NAVI scramble for anything at the last of the half. They're eyeing up 2. And it's only Rain who can stop them. Robs is too low, too wounded since the start of this round. And so Rain's got to be the guy. With Robs dead, Rain follows. And Ema salvages something there for NAVI. But 2 might be all they get. If they can't come into this second half swinging on their map pick.
Hold your horses, because we may have one more map in this grand final. A 3-map affair, unseen since Boston 18. We have been waiting. We deserve it here in the Royal Arena. 16,000 people here to watch the greatest game to ever grace our screens. That's Counter-Strike for you. Royal Arena, are you ready to rumble?
Right now, FaZe could make a statement. They could have NAVI believing Ancient was all a fluke.
No, давай.
It would all start with this pistol round. Slow in the beginning, but the moment that ball gets rolling, will you be able to stop it? Bit thinks so. Him and Ema combine for a kill, but run down at ramp. Ema falls, wonderful tapping away, can't find a thing. FaZe move in, and they're going for the throat. Dead to the man back in con. Karrigan whittles down, and now it's Robs. Robs being
He always does. Lowest rated major in the FaZe jersey. He wants to change that tune right now. And with that 3rd map waiting, Inferno feels inevitable for FaZe to NAVI to battle on. Even Karrigan's dad knows it.
It's the thing, as many a team have learned, when you beat FaZe, one man more than any other takes it very personally, and that man is Karrigan. They opened up to an L at NAVI this year at Sydney. And so since that point, the cogs have been whirring, knowing it would come up today. But the solution has been a long time in the making, and Faze have solved this problem.
The final boss of these grand finals. And NAVI cowering back, 4-on-5, make it worse. Karrigan puts him in a hearse. And Faze go berserk in this 5-on-2. There's not an inch for NAVI to take.
Nors jie ir žaidžia round by round. Bet jie jau galvoja apie kitą mapą. Tas irgi gal klaida. Jeigu jie tai daro.
They will make you work. And if you're not ready to do that, then this one will get away from you. What a recovery from Faze. No one was stepping up on Ancient. The only bright light was frozen. But as this grand final is lurched on, as NAVI have tried to play catch up, everyone is having their moment for Faze Clan.
There has been no saving grace. JL's courage, Wonderful's flicks, Bits headshots, all denied by the inevitable Faze Clan. A trade out in middle. JL makes a move. Karrigan gets that jump spot, but his head cut off. It's opened up a path back to safety for JL. He'll take it. Barely standing. A heavy gust will knock his head off, but Faze want nothing to do with this shot. Gonna be round the world and back again into Bit.
NAVI are left with the thought that this round is so far from over. They've been in better spots than this, and so it's still plenty of time to go wrong. That opens up the A play. That opens up the ending of Mirage. One that NAVI hope is just a facade, one that they hope disappears. This can't be real, that's what they're thinking. Oh, but it is. Faze Clan teed up to take it. A man down as they embarked on this final round, this final journey. They want this one to go all three. They want this final to deliver.
They flip the script. They land on their feet. And now the job is just beginning.
Happy, he's not up B. Let's smoke that.
Guys, one under, guys, one's falling under.
Up B now.
They're going to beat him. This guy was mid.
Only one. Come here, David.
Yeah, we just go double lock. One should be late BS, boys. I saw him mid.
Ну как, килausim į Inferno.
Now short, please. Kitchen, Javi.
Landing, there's a second guy then.
Yeah.
Both sides.
I can few steps, sir. Now short push for now. I'm peeking inside.
Yeah. Move up, guys, move up. You can
short one. Short.
That's nothing.
Short dead.
They will stop it.
Nu gerai, 1-1.
Rocket bench.
Labiau norėjau 2-0, kad uždarytų. Bet dabar jau yra klaustukų po tokio mepo. Įdomu, ką dabar treneris pasakys. Treneris labai rimtas. Tai jie bus pasiruošę tam trečiam mepui. Finalinio etapo mepas.
The world is changing, but one thing remains the same. Victories with 1xBet.
Level up your gaming space with metal posters from Displates. Hang your Displates in seconds. Swap them whenever you like. Get official art from your favorite games on a uniquely designed metal canvas and choose from thousands of posters. Join over 3 million collectors now. Your wall upgrade is here. Shop now at displate.com.
Nu įdomu. Aptarimo įdomu paklausyti. Ačiū, po poros reklamų turėtų. Atsuk kameras į vedėjus.
What's popular, it's loud. And this is A-Zone's commercial. But A-Zone spent all the money to make the headphones good. And they got no money left for the commercial. So I'm gonna
Sako, have no money for commercial, bet per majorą reklamą rodo.
A-C-E-Z-O-N-E, yo. Code PGL, 50 euros off. Got some headphones. It's now or never.
Teko sudėt ant tokios kėdės. Tai labai patogu.
Welcome back to the desk, and Navi have just learned why they say, beware the wounded beast. Faze biting back. We've got Maniac, we've got Blair, we've got Pimp, of course. They're all here. Well then, guys.
Yeah, that happened.
It's like the end of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. It's there, it's fingertips. But then no, son, just let it go.
I mean, listen, at this point in time, if you didn't realize that Faze can bounce back from any situation, then really you haven't learned anything. It's happened within games, it's happened between games. No matter how hard a loss looks like for Faze, and that was the case on map 1, they showed up on Mirage like nothing had happened. They kept the same mentality, the same proactivity. They dominated in terms of duels. They made the right calls. They played like they were 1-0 up. And this in itself is magical. It's a brilliant performance from Faze, and that's what you call an absolute sucker punch in the guts of Navi, because that one hurts.
I mean, the fact that this is even more dominant than the beating they gave in the direction of Spirit, it just goes to show that when it comes to mentality and just tenacity when it comes to this team, they seem to just thrive under pressure. Like you said so eloquently earlier, Mania, when it comes to pressure, they drink it, they consume it, and it seemed like it awoken the beast in them. We were talking about Robs, where the hell was he? Here he was just kicking ass, taking no names, and just absolutely demolishing Navi. So yeah, if Faze are back, they're definitely back.
They are definitely back. It also goes into the conversation about Faze and momentum, you know.
Yes.
It is a team that once they get rolling, once they feel that, I would say, you know, proactiveness unfolding on the server, then there's no way of stopping them. We called out Robs for having a rough tournament.
He heard us talking shit, mate.
He heard us talking shit, and he said, hell nah. Karrigan had a great showing as well. Only 9 kills in the scoreboard, but 97 ADR up there. Every single player from FaZe Clan showed up. And that's what we talked about coming into the game, that from top to bottom, everyone would...
The lowest ADR there was, I think, about 84 or 85. That's actually nuts. Everyone just sharing the load when it comes to, you know, just getting the kill, getting kills, and just shutting them down. And it goes into what we touched upon, the CT side from FaZe. They're very disruptive, they're very in your face. You can't do a tried and tested, slow, methodical approach, because they're going to throw in a wrench or sometimes even a kitchen chair.
I mean, listen, they put Navi in their place. This was a very uninspired, timid, shy Navi, not daring at all. And there is a reason for that. And that reason is called round 2. This is where the nightmare, the unfolding happens for Navi.
Phase round.
You win the gun round, you put yourself in absolute success position, and now you're about to get absolutely curb stomped on your force buy. We see here M4 force, good timing from Karrigan as well. And what it tells you if you're Navi is that you cannot take individual risks. You are going to be punished. And this has put such a stop to the momentum of Navi. They all got, again, very shy. And I will tell you this, from this moment on, they won they got 4 kills in the next 4 rounds. There was 1 kill per round. People have to realize the weight mentally of what it is to lose a round like this. It completely reset them, and I think it set them 3 steps below in terms of the Counter-Strike they wanted to play, and that's why they didn't show up.
Yeah, jump in, boys. I mean,
are you Navi after this round?
Yeah, like listen.
That was happening.
No, I gotta say, I mean, look, we've talked at various points about capitulations, and it's like, look, you're in a major final. You have to dig deep. You have to know what to say with the timeouts and try and find some motivation. Remember, you're ahead. You're in the lead. No need for stress.
No, it's hard to quantify what happened right here. As much as I want to say there was a bad calling from LXCB, it was a bad performance from Navi as well, I just want to give it up to FaZe Clan for having a player everywhere on the map being good for 2 kills. Whenever they tried an A execute, they would be shot down. Whenever they tried a late round into an A split, they would be shot down. Whenever they tried to apply pressure on towards Karrigan, which they did the first 4 or 5 rounds, Karrigan shut them down. So there was no weak link within this lineup whatsoever.
And this is where it really hurts. This is why when the score is 1-5 and you're presented with a good option, you actually fumble it. Navi in a 4 versus 2 here, completely unable to convert that advantage. And you can see how people are not playing together, how they're not daring to take the duel, they're undecisive, and that is what Counter-Strike looks like when you lose track of what is supposed to be the simplest call. I don't really care that FaZe had the right setup here. I don't care that Karrigan was here to help Rain. The matter of the fact is, when Rain is known and located, there is no speed in finding him. If the scoreline is 5-1 at that moment, I guarantee you, Navi swarm him like alligators, bees, hornets, whatever animal that goes fast, an eagle maybe, but here they were more like a slug. They were kind of slushing their way to the side. This is what happens when you're cell-shocked the way they were. This was such a telling round.
And so spread out, which is indicative of a breakdown in communication.
You're waiting for your next teammate.
It comes down to the...
Sorry, bro.
Do that again, do that again. Do that again, I want to say. No, but here's the thing. I completely agree. We talk about body language outside of the server. Let's talk about body language in the server. Like, they were, like you said, some players, they were creeping, not making a sound, and FaZe is just thunderfooting around, being like, we don't care, we're still going to outduel you. Round number 8 is more indicative of a more normal round, so to speak. And now we're going to be going for an A setup here, right? And it is going to be FaZe, just going to be, sorry, round number 9 rather. They're just going to be in your face. They're not able to take them down here. This is like just a very defaultish setup by your partner from FaZe. And the fact they're not able to get any kills there, it is so confusing, but look at the way FaZe moves on. It's a 4 versus 2. They continue to push, they continue to prod. A lot of other teams in a situation like this, when you're 7-1 up, you're a 4v2 scenario, you're just going to play it safe from the bomb sides, play 2 versus 2, but no, they're going to make it feel very uncomfortable. We could see the last round players just running around like Tom and Jerry, just running around the map trying to find some egress into a bomb site, and in the end they still couldn't get it done. That is FaZe never allowing you to kind of gather your resources and maybe try and inch that round away from FaZe.
And it's something Navi haven't experienced so far on Mirage. Whenever Navi have played their T side, they've been successful at getting into A executes, winning out the trade duels. Worst case scenarios, you get into a 3v3. Every single time they tried for an execute, whether it was towards Karrigan on the B bomb side, whether it was towards Rain on the A bomb side, FaZe would win out the duels. They would always find themselves up 5v3, 4v3, 3v2, so they always had to play from behind. Something that throughout the entire tournament, Navi have not tried on the T-side Mirage.
Yeah, and look, we talked about it. Standout player. It is important, I think, that, you know, Rops gets in the mix. He was absolutely missing on Ancient. Hasn't really showed up this tournament to the standards we know he can. If he can deliver the major final to them, I think everyone can forgive him.
I mean, obviously we will. That grand final is going to dictate how we look at Robs here in Copenhagen. This was an absolute brilliant map. You don't need me to tell you this. The numbers tell all the story you need to find. I think you had a perfect balance of when to be aggressive, and here we have a couple of good examples as well, and also when to be a bit more safe. He played it beautifully. I think he's a very composed player, even in the hard time, so good for him. I mean, this was a clinical from Robs here, and again, the amount of kills that he finds in Flux, that just tells you all you need to know. He was definitely a step ahead.
And this is just classic vintage Robs coming out right there, right? And it's not just about, look, we know how cerebral he can be, but it's when he takes his fights and how he's able to make his micro decisions in the instance as it's happening while taking headshots. We missed that, Robs. That's what missed. It's not like he's, you know, he's playing absolutely terrible Counter-Strike. It's just that when it comes to taking duels which he would have won with his eyes closed a few months ago, he had kind of disappeared when it comes to this tournament. But to see him perform at that level, if it takes us talking shit about him, I want to talk more shit about him.
No, I don't think we have that kind of power. I think we're being egomaniac at that point.
No,
I don't think we do.
I think we do.
I think we got it. I've done so many segments now where you're like dunking on a player and he's like, look at him who are you? But anyway, we've got Inferno coming up. The decider. it's always a classic as a decider, even though I think the map right now has this weird kind of meta to it where no one even fires a bullet for the first minute every round, and it kind of sucks.
But I mean, you watch the Faze again. That wasn't like that. They were ready to go at each other. Exactly. That was pretty much the case.
For Inferno, you got to remember when it came to the early CS2 meta on Inferno, it was Faze who were the trendsetters, so to speak. And if you look at the Infernos they played so far this year with Frozen, they haven't lost a single one. They destroyed Vitality on it. It was a messy affair, but they got it done. They took down G2 on it as well. This is a team who haven't had too many maps played thus far in Inferno, but they are undefeated. That is a number you can't mess with. For the side of NAVI, yes, they've had a couple of close losses, close wins of Eternal Fire, but there are weaknesses, man. That A bomb side.
If you're LXCB, if you're Blade, you saw that game against Vitality yesterday, and yeah, maybe on the scoreboard it looked like Faze were dominating. They weren't whatsoever. There was a lot of loopholes. There were a lot of mistakes being not utilized by Vitality, and I think if you're Blade and if you're LXCB, you're looking at that as a great opportunity to go in here and be a trendsetter on the map. There's one player I want to bring the spotlight to, because we had the conversation in the beginning about Wonderful. He's had a fantastic tournament so far, and he's
superstar,
shitting the bed right now. He's having a terrible series. He has 17 kills so far over the course of more than 36 rounds of Counter-Strike, and he's supposed to be the superstar. I said it coming into the game, there's absolutely no way that the man on the screen right here can win a major with NAVI if he's not playing well. He's had two awful maps, one given they won, he wasn't that needed. Now Inferno, he has to step it up. He has to find some sort of impact, otherwise NAVI is not going.
And you're going to touch upon the fact that the Eternal Fire win they had, which was a very kind of a close affair till at the end when they kind of ran away with it. It was wonderful on that A bomb side with that AWP, who was getting multi-kills after multi-kills, while Bit were crapping the pants.
I'm right there with you, and I know that he wasn't exactly stellar on map 1, and if anything, that's the bigger indictment, because honestly, when you get slapped around like it happened on Mirage, I don't really think it matters.
Have to.
Whether you have 3 kills or you have 6, it's cosmetic. All it fuels is HLTV forums threads of whoever's got 3 is going to get the hate. So I don't really hold a whole lot on that Mirage game. That's how it works. That's how it works. But Inferno is a great moment for him to strike back. The worry that I have is that I feel like the beginning of the map is going to dictate whether we take path A or path B. Path A is a competitive game where NAVI finds a couple very early on and they get the block going, and you can see decisions happening. You can see a little bit of assertiveness, and path B is Faze absolutely knocking them out. And we just had a proof of concept right here. It's the writing is on the wall. If Faze is up 5-1, the way they are capable of pushing the momentum and bullying their opponent, I fear is going to happen again. I think NAVI need to come alive very quickly in order for us to witness a game, which I would love to see. This Mirage was not entertaining. It did not do the honor that a major final is supposed to have. It was too one-sided.
Yeah, definitely not. The first map definitely delivered. The second, not so much. But, you know, just by the nature of Inferno, I think this one's going to go long. I don't think we're going to see a one-sided affair. I think the map doesn't really lend itself to that anymore. A team that can dominate on Inferno are like, you know, and knock somebody out like 13-5. I think they're like the very best teams on Inferno. I don't know if Faze are that, but you can tell me, you're the expert.
Yeah, I think Faze is great on it. One of the biggest difference, I think, in this game on Inferno compared to what they faced against Vitality yesterday was the fact that Vitality would love to fight in middle. We often talk about banana, you know, banana control back and forth. Of course, we're going to see that. Vitality were very prone to fight in middle. So whenever Rain and the boys would walk up towards middle, they would find a fight early on. That's not going to be the case against NAVI. They like to play back on that bomb side. They like to play defensive. So the game, and I guess the spacing that Faze will receive on a map like Inferno on the T side will be much larger. How is Karrigan going to use that? Is he going to use middle to throw off fakes, to throw off rotations? He's going to enable Robs to do some of the lurks that we love to see him do on Inferno? Or is that space going to be an issue? Is that going to give them room to overthink? Is that going to give NAVI room to shut it down? Because one thing that is very different from the way NAVI is playing compared to Vitality is that they're way more defensive.
This man we're seeing right here, he's peering into Imma's mind right now. He's looking into Imma's mind, because Imma, we've been praising him so far in the playoffs. He's like, he's getting his job done. He's had a rough tournament, but he's getting the job done. He has the most critical position on that CT side in Inferno for NAVI. He is that A rotator. He's that A star rifler, while Bit's playing towards the pit position. And he sometimes is a bit of an island by himself towards Arch, towards a cubby position, towards brackets. And I feel like that could potentially be a liability. If Faze are able to target him, take him down. Bro, they're so screwed. Wonderful with the op towards A, Bit in pit. The other two players are towards the B B bomb site, they have so many avenues to work with.
Sure, and I'll tell you who isn't a liability. That man on your screen right there. We got to take just a few minutes to talk about JL and the extra levels, the extra gears he's found. Because it is so bold to try and put yourself out there as, I'll be the lightning rod, I'll be the face, I'll be the voice, I'll do it all. I'll do all the media work. And I will declare myself a legend before I've even played in a major final. And I was thinking, mate, well, that's a good one. Like that. I'm talking about JL, but yeah, it's great.
No, but here's the thing, though.
But like, you know, he's calling himself a legend, and I'm like, listen, you know, not yet, mate, but if he can get his team over the line, then yeah, you've earned it.
Right here, right now, if he does it, he will be called legend. The J is silent, and he absolutely will deserve his spot amongst the Pantheons of one of the greatest performances ever. And he did it earlier in Inferno. He was a guy running from B to A, getting 1v2 clutches, clutching out time and time again. But I don't want to rely only on that to be the winning condition.
I mean, you're going to have a couple of individuals having these moments, right? I take you back to the ace against G2. That changes the whole course of the game. That was JL. And I like to see him. I like to imagine him here in Banana with an XCB as well, because there's going to be a moment where the best Counter-Strike is not going to be an option. It's going to get messy. It's going to get about crossing flash, crossing smokes and all. And I think he's very indicated to be that. You talk about Ime and his rotations. I agree with you. I don't think XCB is in a position where on this map, he can coordinate everything. I think you rely heavily on some of the individuals making plays. This was one of the map where Apex was so adamant about it in Vitality, saying they're not doing anything. They're not helping me. They're not moving. I don't know how the map is going to look like. This is where Ime has to do a couple of moves. This wonderful has to reclaim space with the AWP. You don't want to be aggressive in the beginning, as Jacob was talking about. That's fine. You don't want to fight up in bracket. That's fine. But when the round prolongs, you have to go and look for information. You have to have that distance, that motivation, and that movement, which they haven't had on the first map. So you got to materialize it.
If he plays safe against Faze right now, they're screwed.
Yeah, they are screwed, you know, but there's one reliability, and I will, you know, put focus on towards JL again. I think one of the main qualities he's had throughout the entire tournament is that he's making the right plays regardless of the pressure of the situation.
That's right.
Every single time he's in a clutch, he's been winning it out. You know, he's had a lot of game-winning clutches for Navi. And one of the things I absolutely love the most is it doesn't matter if the scoreline is 2-2, 7-1, or 13-13 in overtime. JL will always go for the play that he thinks is right in the situation. The vista for the game, the way he reads the game, the way he's able to win game-winning clutches by keeping himself calm in those pressure situations, it's been outstanding to watch. As you said, Richard, you love Inferno, you think it's going to be a close game back and forth, well then you put focus on JL, because he's had a game-winning clutch pretty much every single game he's played during the major.
Yeah, and look, I think also, you know, had some stellar performances on this map. They need it now, though. So, guys, we're getting close. There's like 1 minute before we're going to take it back to the casters. So, I don't do predictions. I think I've learned over my long and illustrious esports career, they're worthless because we can't see the future.
That's
and ultimately, you can only lose because if you get them wrong, you know, that's that. But I'm going to ask you, are we seeing Karrigan's history, or are we seeing the makings, the beginnings, the origin story of the real Alexi B? Which is it?
Man, listen. If there was any moment to tame the beasts of FaZe Clan and beat them with your mind, that would be the moment for Navi. The system of Blade prevailing. I'm going to take a risk. I'm going to say we see an upset.
Okay.
King Karrigan gets crowned tonight.
Less than an hour, Karrigan would have won this major.
Yeah, okay, I love it. We're setting them up like Professor X and Magneto, guys. I love this stuff. We're going back to Harry and Hugo for the deciding map of the Copenhagen CS2 major.
The last time we got all 3 maps in a major final was Boston 2018. That was where Karrigan at the helm of FaZe experienced the greatest anguish of his career. For history to be made tonight, maybe history has to be broken. The final map is Inferno, just like it was all those years ago. Is it heartbreak again? Or do FaZe rewrite that story right now?
Pressure makes legends, and only one team can be that. NAVI writing a new chapter, a new book. FaZe trying to right wrongs. And Karrigan, the king of Copenhagen, at the helm of it all, versus an Alexi B who has finally led an international team, not just to major playoffs, but to the grand final. Inferno is bound to be epic.
Always used to make for a great decider.
Давай,
and so let's see if that holds true here and now. Robs
pažiūrėsim kaip
starting
seksis.
things off over in the boiler.
atlaiko šitą. Kur terai eina midu ir bomba giliai eis ją. 3B sėdi.
Ima and Bit, they've got their work cut out for them. Pressure towards the pass. They'll deal with Rops early. They flush him out from balcony. The apartments are clear, but rent is due. Faze are moving in. Tap on a bit. And that stems the bleeding. That stops the aggression. That allows a bomb plant here for Faze clan.
Blemba, plentas yra smaukai išmetyti, spotus turi blogai.
So they want to try and take space away. They're going to pressure Ima, but he will not go down without a fight. Bit takes up his position. Faze clan still searching, still hunting, but that might hurt them in the long run. Bit has the chance right there, and with Brokey dead, it's just the captain, it's just Carrigan alone in the pit. No one by his side. And so NAVI, they're the ones to get off to a good start now.
That is not an easy round for NAVI, even with a 5v4. They may have Faze surrounded. But we talk about how hard these retakes are, how easy these post plants can feel. Faze feel uncomfortable. They're shaking in their skin. Just trying to hunt down NAVI, who hold off for the right amount of time. A huge pistol.
Dabar raundas bus forsina, ne? Dabar raundas yra dar svarbesnis negu pirmas. Nes jie pasidėjo bombas ir pasižiūrėkit, kiek pas visus yra pinigų. Kas laimi šitą raundą, tas laimi kitą raundą.
NAVI want to keep them honest in middle. Deep smoke, deep Molotov, denial of space, and a denial of vision for Ima. He gets flashed out. Frozen comes hounding down.
Frozen in the smoke. Slammed out by Alexi. He'll go no further.
Treidina.
They waited over in middle, waited for this smoke to fade, and now they try to play their hand through it, and it's fast, up in the top mid, explosive, but into the crossfire. Wonderful, will hold the fort down, and he buys enough time for JL to come in and finish what he started.
Oh, motor mouth for Alexi, rapid calls as well, making sure his team are lit up.
Kiaurai, tegul visus raundus pasiima, dabar tie turės eko daryt.
Disappeared in Mirage,
but an opportunity presented for NAVI to start strong
on the final map of play.
13-2.
Months in preparation. And this major domination in the next hour or so.
It's the exact start NAVI wanted. Now, while we give Faze all that respect for how convincingly they showed up on Mirage, it felt like NAVI had just flown too close to the sun. They thought they had this one in the bag. But a little time in between games, a chance to talk to one another and really talk, and then you come in here, you win the pistol, you convert that second round this time, a feat you weren't able to accomplish back on Mirage.
It can be forgotten. Write it off. This is a BO1 right now, with the world on their shoulders, with everything to play for. Legacy. On NAVI, truly born to win. Alexi spraying, they come gunning through. The pistols are making this round tense.
JL, all that stands between them in this site. JL, he'll lock them out of it. Buying time. NAVI have got everyone here now. And just like that, Faze clan have to look for other options, other avenues. Greener pastures here as they run it back through mid.
Laikė drožę, kas prabėgs, tas gaus. Ir pabėgo.
He can't stop this, surely.
Can't catch him on the cross, but he will find Rain, and now it's just Brokey. A Deagle and a bomb plant, that's all he's got to work with. NAVI are the ones on the clock, but it's Brokey feeling all the pressure. Swinging it with the Deag, and with these shots missing, that window is closing. That gap is closing. Brokey can't find a thing. 7 bullets.
Ai, kaip pasisekė Dželui. Gerai. Bet žiauriai lucky čia buvo raundas. Ir turi vėl plentą.
Thin margins right now, but NAVI are ticking all the boxes. One more bullet in that MP9, that would be the way in. Denied at the door again. A strong start for NAVI, but we haven't seen Faze come through with a full buy. This will be it.
Galila pasiliko.
Wonderful early.
Pamatėt, kodėl apsimokėjo jam Galilą pirkti, nors kilų galėjo Kalašą nusipirkti. Nes dabar Dželas nebeturi Kalašą. Dželas turi tik tais Galilą.
This isn't his first rodeo. Well, you've got a team of Na'Vi players who have barely played 10 big tier 1 lands, with the exception of Alexi and Bit. Wonderful, no stranger to a major stage. Saw him in Spirit, 1.2 rating, getting into those playoffs. We know what he can do, and now Na'Vi need him to show it.
Nades downrange and Frozen is found.
Bijau, kad tik čia nebūtų City mapas.
Dealt with early. A star from both maps for Faze Clan fizzles out of existence here in their first rifle round. And Ema, quick as he arrives over towards B, he's ready over and long. Carrigan sent by and bit in alongside him. The A site is closed, and Faze, they will get that memo. So here they go into just one man, JL. And a 1v2 that decides to Faze have anything to play for in this round. Alexi
Molotov
beginning that rotate, and the Molly's going to be there in time. Time is the one resource that Faze Clan do not have. He doesn't elect to throw it. It comes in too late. They're already past this. Bomb dropped. JL into the back of the site. This Bastion that just refuses to give up ground will get run down. So now it's Rops. Has to go where no one's gone before. 1v5 at the B site and tap on the bomb, but not given the fights. Wonderful. Will walk that one home. The composure from Na'Vi. This is a different team to the one we saw on Mirage.
Absolutely. Got to give it to this roster for resetting in that way. Sure, first map looked fantastic. We didn't doubt Faze to show up in the second.
Sutvarkė, nuramino, sako, hebrytė, atsipalaiduokit, mes čia apšiai net neturėjom būt. Davai, įrodom.
Still, they do not shrink under the lights on the stage. In the highest pressure game of their careers, they rise to the occasion. 4-0 now on CT side.
Atsipalaidavę, matosi. Šitas raundas svarbus. Jeigu šitą paima, tai tikėtina labai, kad paims ir kitą. Mums bonusas 3-4. Tai turėtų būti 1-4.
Na'Vi going where some of these individuals have never gone before, all the way.
I think it comes off of an incredibly one-sided map as well. The resilience to believe you still got this one and to come back into the third in outstanding form. JL is the one leading the charge. Almost 170 ADR. So Faze slow it right down. They haven't liked the pace of these last few rounds. Na'Vi anxiously await them. Roki's flash starts to tee up the aggression up through Banana, but another smoke down. Thus far, Faze have respected every single one of them. So that won't change anytime soon. But look at this mid-round re-aggro out of Na'Vi. Grouping in top mid, they're trying to take real estate back, and they spot the top middle is clear. They've given Alexi all he needs to work with in this round to piece it together.
It would have to be a Carrigan classic with the late rotate, because right now it looks destined to be this B-bomb site. Alexi wants to force this. He wants to catch them sleeping at the wheel. Flash blinds him. Do they see? No! They find out the hard way. A TK comes through. JL atop the boxes. And Faze fall. They crumble. 20 seconds. Nothing to show for it. Carrigan may find the gap, but there's no bomb. There's no chance. It's all Na'Vi. This is monumental. Faze cannot get a grip. 2 timeouts after 5 rounds.
They're feeling the pressure. They're feeling the burn. Alexi's got them right where he wants them. And we're finally getting that form out of JL again, that terrifying form. The best form he's ever displayed, shining through in the NAVI jersey. 9-1 to start this game. This could be a career-defining performance if JL can keep this up.
This could be an MVP locked in for JL. He has been the outlier for NAVI. He has been a rock in this competition. Going from a middling man in Apex back at Paris, sure, they make a run, but he wasn't the star. He wasn't the outlier. Right now, he's writing a new chapter. Faze. Back to basics. This banana position so difficult to break through. But Faze have not lost this map in this year. They've played it 4 times.
Kas įdomiausia, kad
they have the depth, they have the belief.
Labai trumpai su šita komanda.
Do they have a chance? NAVI are giving them no way in. Alexi retreats to grab more utility back in the spawn. Faze finally flashed through that smoke at the minute mark. But NAVI don't let them in for free.
They're already ahead of the Molotov. They played right through it, and so Alexi's got to be gun on. Straight shooter, first kill found. It's Carrigan as the IGLs clash. Alexi's got to have even more, getting run at by the pistols. He won't stand the test of time.
This is huge.
Bomb plant found. Hell of a spam at a bit. What a great time for it. That tips the scales back in Navi's favor, even though they're the ones playing catch up. Another spam. Bit. What is this form? He doesn't even see them. And now they run in. Rops is shut down. It's all Bit, baby.
He bites back. And once again, he looks for vengeance against Faze in a final.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he is that legacy Navi player. He is the one still standing from when Navi last lifted a major trophy, and he's the one with a score to settle versus Faze.
And it was a close game last time. They lost Inferno to Faze, but they lost it in OT. Right now, Faze have barely broken through. A couple of chances, a bomb plant here and there. But NAVI are not giving them peace of mind that they can be competitive in this grand final. Was Mirage just a smudge for NAVI? Because they're seeing far more clearly now. Oh, the cracks are showing.
That pressure is certainly building for Faze.
Great setup as well. Wonderful, not been needed on this A site. Now's the time. Got Ima with a lot to do as well. Bit will be that first point man. The Rops goes in, it's a 50-50, he rolls wrong.
Now Bit posted, they try to run him down through the molly, but there's no getting past the brick wall of Bit. Nades do so much damage, and Bit is not content with just the double. Only Brokey.
Vakar buvo streamas pakibęs. Palauk, per kiką, man atrodo, yra, ne? Irgi pakibę. Viršas varka. Nes vakar tas pats buvo.
In Big Time, you can collect Big Time cryptocurrency. It's real fun and easy. You can collect the Big Time token, battle across time.
Nades do so much damage, and Bit is not content with just the double. Everything!
Ai, nerodo. Taimautas bus trumpesnis. Kaip bus taimautas? Ne.
Full bracket info.
Nes vakar Majorą ar dosino, ar kas ten buvo.
That should free up Alexi. He will be required eventually. Resmoke, good time. JL bides at the back of the coffins, looking to put them in boxes.
They're going to come through this smoke. They're going to try and play with some confidence here, a Faze. And that will get them control over the site, but JL spamming away is still a threat here. And Rain learns that the hard way. Any more?
Oh dear.
JL on the spam.
So low.
Everyone is injured. Everyone is wounded. Rop's the only man with HP. NAVI poised for a retake. They want to keep this scoreline flawless.
Kas čia darosi? No.
So low.
Everyone is injured. Everyone is wounded. Rop's the only man with HP. NAVI poised for a retake. They want to keep this scoreline flawless.
Nu, kas čia darosi?
The timeout is immediate. That felt like a bit of a misstep. They knew about that last player over towards Banana, not checking for it. So this is that one chance now to keep your boot firmly pressed against Faze and don't let them build back into this.
I mean, they win, but at what cost, right? They get out with Galils. Faze have no money to show after this streak of rounds for NAVI. They cannot get comfortable, not yet. Again, blistering pace, back up Banana. Wanting vengeance once more, but there are 3 players in this bomb site right now.
Oh, awkward for JL, but he will get flashed in. And as they fall away, it's Imma to spam Carrigan out of the round. 0-9.
How many smoke spams have we seen in this game? I mean, we see Inferno played at the highest level, and it is so punishing. Faze cannot get anything for free. It comes at a cost of health or time. They're going to explode again.
Through the molly, through the smokes. Faze always playing through the util. They deal with Alexi. JL back of the site. Had a great start to the game, but he's got to do a lot here, does JL. They're pressuring him onto the USP. Got to try and do it with the side on. What? They just can't deal with him, but eventually Rain will. 2v3 in the retake.
Oh! Oh dear!
The threat comes from within!
Žiūrim.
Who can be trusted?
Koks timing.
Take a deep breath now. That may be Faze's fate set up in this 3rd map.
Still a ways to go, but it's certainly not a bad way to start. I think it's clear that they've got NAVI feeling a little bit of pressure, considering this was a 7-0 start. You wouldn't imagine that pressure build-up is so soon, but it was wonderful. First man in to that 1v3 that gets given over to Frozen.
The hardest round is the last round, closing the game. That's the difficult part. It's one thing to start 7-0, but stopping a comeback, a very different reality. Hey, Faze know exactly how hard that final round can be. If I say 15-9, you know what I mean. Oh. 15-11.
And that was a 2v3 that NAVI looked interested in as well. They wanted to try and keep punishing Faze. They wanted to do anything to stop them chaining rounds together. If you catch Faze sleeping, you're in the golden spot, but it's a team that can build back very, very quickly. You don't want a 1v3 and a TK to be the defining outcome, the turning point for Faze. And so this round, JL throws himself into the fight, straight down Banana. He's opened this up for NAVI.
Make good with what you got, right? Limited weapons, limited util to buy this time for NAVI on CT. So JL just throws himself in. It forces Faze reaction on the other side of the map. Concessions made, but options opened on A. For how long is the question? That fourth rotate is here. JL committed. And Faze's solution, an apt one in these last 2 rounds, has been to play ahead of the util, explode through the smoke, catch NAVI on different timings. And while it's been effective back-to-back, now they've got to beat back the AWP.
Let's see if Wonderful is feeling that pressure. Holding the line, he opens with the first. Carrigan churned up at the first light of that AWP. They try to find it over towards Long, and in doing so, they run up into Alexi. NAVI look to put those last 2 rounds behind them here and now, and it's just Brokey. Now Rops that stands between them and that goal.
Ima labai gerai jaučiasi support players. Labai gerai jaučiasi.
An awkward retake.
Clutch players.
And they leave that behind them.
Kaip dželas, tik iš kitos
Back
pusės.
to their winning ways now.
And Faze have dealt with a lot of difficult games, difficult playoff matches, grand finals. But this would be a comeback unlike any other. NAVI in full control of the CT side, even with blunders being made. Almost nothing comes for free. Carrigan killless still. Rops his quietest major yet. Rain not feeling like an MVP anymore. It's only been Frozen saving this one for Faze. The new boy on the block. They need to go deeper than that.
Carrigan over towards Long. First man in, first man to fall. Rain will reply. That's a foothold taken over on the long side. Wonderful tries to react with this AWP. Hasn't had to do much yet on the CT side. He's been good for the kills whenever they're available, and that's another example of this. Rops offered up. Wonderful's not content with just the first. Brokey waits around this corner. Wonderful.
Oh!
And so finally he has his round. JL mopping up Banana. And NAVI are building all over again. Wonderful. Spots that final player, and even then doesn't take the risk.
Neleidžia net.
Rain is a dead man walking.
Kai suprato, jau buvo per vėlą.
Through this third and final map.
And how long did we wait to see if Wonderful is the real deal? A title taker, a Titan toppler. He was left to wither in Sprout. But now up on the big stages, unfazed by the pressure. In this final bout for glory, for legacy. Only one death in this entire map. A monstrous appearance against G2. Wonderful is the real deal right now. Can Faze break through yet again? A glimmer at the end of their T side. Another smoke to appear through. NAVI's util has been near perfect this entire game.
I mean, their read over what Faze are doing here has been stellar. For that, you've got to credit Alexi, but even the kind of individual moments, those micro moments, they've all come through for NAVI. And so a desperate play up through A. Wonderful will get traded, but Bit still stands. And Bit doesn't want to let them in for free. He's now the only hope up in the apartments. That's 16-4. Having his best game in the major right now. In the grand final, in the third map. Bit still has more to give, still has more to say. Frozen quakes in his boots as the end is nigh, and Bit is the one looking to deliver it. Rain in the pit, and a lot of time ticked off this bomb. Rain can't secure, but Brokey will.
Blemba, kiek nedaug
Just
trūko.
about 3. second half, the last half to be played up on this stage. It's not a lot of ground to cover. A huge challenge, an insurmountable challenge stands before FaZe, and for NAVI, they are in top form right now.
Every single player playing at their peak, it feels. We have Parasima, we have JL a step above, and we have the behemoth Bits making life difficult for FaZe. 3 rounds, it's enough. It's just enough. But FaZe need to muster everything they've got. Their captain killless at halftime.
And even that is terrifying, right? You want Karrigan in top form to feel comfortable, to make the calls to recover this game. And for him, this is like deja vu.
He's got to trust on
nightmare.
He's got to trust on his team now. He's got to rely on the firepower, the star power of FaZe. Exactly what this roster is and always has been. Some of the best shooters in the game.
Oi, kaip gerai info fake padarė.
And they can't make a mistake. NAVI frothing at the mouth, but Alexi holds them back. Make sure you just win this pistol, and that trophy might be yours.
NAVI are flowing. The read over the game has been stellar. Even in this round, they were about to walk into the 3-man B-stack in the pistol, and they decide last minute to up and leave, moving back over to an under-defended A site. It's Rain and it's Rops to try hold back the coming tide of NAVI. Rops pressured, Rops dealt with, and Rain finished off as well. The site cracked wide open.
There is no respite for FaZe. No pistol to give them a freebie to elevate this number. No, it gets worse. NAVI, you have to throw yourself through here. 10 rounds is right around the corner. Can NAVI squeeze those shots out? Glocks on a crossfire, some whiff bullets. JL recovers, and he needs to close. 2 more kills, and Wonderful is there. As NAVI know, this is inevitable. It has to be. Alexi tried for so long, so many international rosters. It was 5 years ago we saw him in a major grand final with a full Finnish team, but ever since unsuccessful. And not only did he take down his former roster in G2 in that semi-final, now he's taking down the big dog of Counter-Strike to secure a major victory.
And there's so little standing in their way. And Alexi can feel that. NAVI can feel that. They know that they've got FaZe quaking in their boots. And with each round, each kill, they're moving closer to Counter-Strike's holy grail. Once more, the A-site crumbles. NAVI are up to the task after getting destroyed on their map Pick and Mirage.
Praeitą mapą gavo 13-2.
Would have crumbled here, but NAVI have doubled down. They earned their spot in this grand final. They weren't about to let it slide away from them. They doubled down heading into a 3rd map, and everyone comes alive. FaZe are left with one shot, one stab in the dark to try and stop being swallowed up whole by NAVI.
And we saw at Katowice just how devastated Karrigan could.
Все, Twitch пизда.
And the timeout is immediate. That felt. They double down heading into a 3rd map, and everyone comes alive.
tokia įmonė dos kažkokius gauna, nes lūžtų streamai. Va, ir čia lūžo.
Jonas ima pirmą pasitaikiusią paskolą. Kai skolinasi finansų ministras šykšti Jonas.
They double down heading into a third map and everyone comes alive. Faze left with one shot, one stab in the dark to try and stop being swallowed up whole by
crash stream. O, atsigavo. Ne?
NAVI in no hurry. A full spread default. Apps take. Banana theirs. And at so little cost. FaZe have to hold on to what they got. It is not a lot. Molly ready at the B-bomb site. Smoke must go. NAVI chomping at the bit. The guillotine is out. They on for his head. Carrigan blocks him for a moment.
Small sigh of relief for FaZe as they do stop what was looking to be a B-explode from NAVI, but Alexi left options open here, even in his absence. The backup plan still looks to come through for NAVI as they work their way up long. Bit has been unstoppable, and so there's no slowing him down now. He wants that second major trophy in his cabinet, and he's looking to take NAVI there to the promised land. Chains together another. And as Carrigan moves in, no kill yet, will finally deal with Bit, but...
Kas vyksta tokiu momentu? Kaip gali tokiu momentu?
Volibear since he saw him walk down towards bot, so they're back.
Almost the last team you would expect to take it when you saw that stacked bracket. We had the 7 best teams on the planet.
Klačą. Blemba, ne?
And NAVI block out the outside world.
Milijoninė kompanija.
Eternal fire. They murder G2. And now FaZe, their final foe.
And to do it in this fashion, it's not even been a competitive third map. This is a brutalization of a world-class roster before your very eyes.
To recover from Mirage in the way they did, the way they died, that felt like the series had started for FaZe.
Is a brutalization of a world-class roster before your very eyes.
To recover from Mirage in the way they did, the way they died, their way to a trophy. That felt like the series had started for FaZe. The first Counter-Strike 2 major. But the reality is so much grimmer.
Lexi couldn't do it with his Finnish brethren. But entrusted with NAVI's first ever international venture. He looks to take home the gold.
Major.
And he wants FaZe to feel that. He knows they're under all the pressure. But entrusted with NAVI's first ever international venture. He looks to take victory is right there for NAVI. And he wants FaZe to feel that. He knows they're under all the pressure. Ema opens, a slow response with a big ending. NAVI with each kill, with each second. They can feel victory is right there for NAVI.
Давай.
Carrigan žino, su Frozen. In the city of
Nesinervuot.
A new kingdom looks to arise with each kill, with each second. They can feel.
Viskas, jie supranta, tie muša rankom. Frozenas žino, kad gali dabar crazy clutchai įpist. Ar Frozenas ką nors šaus?
The new kingdom looks to arise is about to come through.
Viskas. NAVI turi majorą. Va tokia va klasiokų sabranį.
Vindication for one of Counter-Strike's
Realiai, tikriausiai taip pat
brightest
džiaugiuosi.
minds. Alexi B securing his major trophy, taking down his former roster in the semis and besting one of the greatest in-game leaders
13-3 praeitą metą
has ever
pralošė.
seen.
Prašau.
Vindication for one of Counter-Strike's brightest remaining stockpile champion in the black and yellow. He held on when others taking down his former roster in the semis and
Labai
besting
noriu
one of the
interviu
greatest
paklausyti.
in-game leaders Counter-Strike has ever seen when Paris was no fluke.
Ai, jau dabar žiūrėk, per visur leidžia.
Champion in the black and yellow, engraving his name on a major trophy.
Dvičas veikia, tai Dvičas dabar jau žiūri.
Enters the pantheon of legend. He called it and an MVP level performance to propel this roster to new heights. He is just getting started. And finally, wonderful, following in the footsteps of his idol, showing that greatness can be obtained
Alexi
no
B
matter how
išmetė
big the
Ensai,
boots. He
išmetė
is born to
G2 ir
win.
išmetė Ninjas in Pyjama. Tai jį paėmė NAVI, nes sako, va, šitas gudrus, reikia šitą imti. Mums patinka jo sprendimai su mano idėja, mane treneris sako, jie bus žvėris. Tada paėmė GL-ą, gan augančią žvaigždę. Užaugo realiai va šitame evente, va dabar va, iš jūsų akius jisai užaugo. Bet prieš tai jisai buvo tiesiog playeris, kuris parodė, kad streso nebijo ir panašiai. Va tokius playeris rinko ir majorą kelią. Va taip va. Wonderful išvis naujokas. Va, Blade'as, treneris. Nu įdomu, kas MVP ima. Aš galvoju, kad bus visgi arba Bitas, arba Wonderful. Bet prikin jeigu... Nu pažiūrim, net nenoriu spekuliuoti.
The PGL Copenhagen Major Champions, NAVI. Let me start with the mastermind behind it all, Blade. When we first spoke, you said top 4 would be nice. Well, how nice is this?
Kokie patenkinti, kokie laimingi.
So, of course, like, you always can win. You will not disbelieve, just believe.
And what was going through your mind during this game, and how did you guys come back, especially after that second map?
We knew that new map will be, third map will be different. That's for sure. Like,
Niekada nesvajojo būti tokiu playeriu.
Control in terms of decision making. We did a lot of mistakes from Mirage. We fully reset. It was no-brainer. We knew that we can start city side and smash them.
And you certainly did. Congratulations once again. Bit.
Kokios emocijos.
Major trophy, 21 years old, and you
Už
had
babkes
to change
nenusipirksite.
language, learn to speak English, play in an international team. What do you want to say?
I can say thanks everyone for support. It was amazing. You're amazing guys. Thank you.
And you, in this final, we saw the same bit that we'd looked to see. We saw your individual level raise back up. What changed? You just felt it?
I don't know, we just play our game. And,
Alexi B tai galva atrodo, kad išpista tiesiog yra.
Okay, but let me ask you this then. Is the headshot machine bit back?
Jo, NAVI įrodė. Bet čia buvo naujas rosteris, žinai. Tai
They think so.
jie kai keičiasi, tai visiškai kitas performances būna. Bet keičiasi dažniausiai su žaidėjais tik performances. Su IGL dar keičiasi sprendimai vienokie tokie, bet NAVI turi savo trenerį pagrindinį, kuris Aleksabijai pasakė, jeigu nori, jungtis prie mūsų, bet darysim taip, kaip aš pasakysiu. Tai va, prisijungė ir išpildė visus lūkesčius. Savo jų būdas labai panašus.
I don't know what to say actually. It was a really hard game for me. And I think I played really bad, but my teammates are beast. And I want to say thank you everyone guys for supporting. Thank you my family, thank you my girlfriend for supporting. I love you guys, thank you.
Kokios emocijos. Jie, aš Twitter'į šiandien skaičiau. Jie net treneris sakė, gal mes Major'ą ir nelaimėsim prieš patį Major'ą. Bet sako, we will do a deep run. Prašau. Prašau. Niekas iš jų net nesvajojo, bet patikėjo to. Gavas.
Mate, you did it.
I fucking did it!
JL, we look at the game versus G2. That incredible moment you created, the opportunity you created. We look at your performance here right now. We look at where you came from. When you look at the Paris Major to what you did here, what can you say to everyone out there?
It's crazy. 2 weeks ago I was reading comments how I'm a tier 2
Įdomu, kas MVP
and I'll
toje
never reach anything
pamatysim.
in life, and now I'm the major champion. So who's talking now, bitch?
Va tokį!
I think that's very well said, JL. Ema, second place last major. You come onto NAVI and you've had your struggles. It's not been easy at times. You said it doesn't matter if you're bottom of the scoreboard, if we win the whole thing. What do you want to say to all the people that didn't believe in you, didn't believe you could do it again?
I mean, I can start with saying that if I have to choose between last major when I was like top ranking every time and then losing, and this one whenever I'm most of the time bottom or I'm doing everything for my team and winning the major, there's no brainer, trust me, like it's crazy. And I don't know, it's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable, but you have done it. When you get through this though, right, when you have all this criticism online, did you ever start to let it get to you? Did it ever hurt your mentality?
Wait, can you repeat that?
Did it ever get into your mind, the criticism, the thoughts from people?
I mean, like, sometimes, I mean, I don't mind at all. Like, I got a lot of hate in my career before, but now it was like a lot of hate. Not like it was a lot of hate, and sometimes you cannot, maybe it affects you a bit, but what you can do, you need to move on, and then now I prove them I want the major no matter what, like what they can say now.
Exactly, they can say nothing because you are a major champion.
Ant kiek heito žmonės gaudavo prieš atsidurdami čia. Ir NAVI šansą davė tokiem žmonėm. Su nauja vizija. Labai, labai gražu.
I think we call this a late birthday present.
Jo vakar gimtadienis buvo.
Just feels unreal.
You've been in many finals, but you've sat in second place so many times. You sat in second place in 2019 for the major as well. What was going through your mind after that second map though, where you sadly got destroyed by Faze?
To be completely honest, I didn't feel good. I think a part of the loss was for sure on me, and I was thinking about it heavily. Even Blade told me to wake up because there was a couple rounds I did not my best. But I feel like all the reflections I've made throughout my career, I don't take it to heart. I'm trying to learn, and I went into the decider constantly trying to make moves and trying to make them uncomfortable. And I felt like I had a good read on the game the whole match, and that was the most important match of my career, so I'm super happy.
And what's it like for you to do it where you go through each game and people did not believe in you? People still thought that this team didn't have what it takes to lift a trophy. And then you sit here in this Royal Arena, You kept telling me you were manifesting it. Is this what you manifested?
Honestly, I don't know. I have no clue. We just got into the championship stage. I'm saying let's go one match at a time. And we ended up beating Faze 2-1 on the final. All I have to say is Torilla Tabatan!
Čia savo kalba kažką šovė.
Royal Arena. Oh, he's got one more. Well, we will give the champion one more.
Nothing of this could have been possible with the teammates I've had. So selfless. Everybody doing tons of work. The past 6 months we've been having up and downs. Everybody has worked their ass off. And Blade deserves his respect as well. He made me a better IGL, and he's the best coach in the world.
Whatever.
And this guy is the fucking MVP of the major.
This is one very hyped up, one very excited NAVI. And they are your PGL Major Copenhagen champions. Royal Arena, let me hear you make some noise!
O, posteris davė. Major laimėjimą.
Yeah, this was meant to be the coronation of King Karrigan, usurped from his throne by a Finnish prince here in Denmark. And we just saw the arrival of Alexi B, the real deal. Finally, winning a major, winning a big one. Maligned for so long. What a story.
If anyone had to take down Karrigan, it better be someone who truthfully deserved it. And I think Alexi B and the NAVI boys did that. Of course, everyone inside the arena, or most people, would have loved to see Karrigan win. I think out there in the world, for everyone watching, internationally speaking, everyone can stand behind the fact that NAVI played one hell of a game tonight against Faze Clan. They were the better team, they had the better individuals, and they fully deserved this victory. Again, for Karrigan, it does suck to lose another final in here, but they did it to a team who on the day were better.
What an incredible path for NAVI in this pit. You have to realize first, pit against Eternal Fire, people thought there's no way they can tame these beasts. They made it. You move on to G2, you're thinking, wow, that's one step too high. There's no way they're going to take them down. They're big stage players. And then finally, when you pit against Faze, we're standing here saying in an hour, this is going to be done, and Karrigan had won. They defied us at every single turn. And this is how you create a legendary run, by taking in all the changes against you. And what a group of people. I called it. I didn't think it would be that easy, but goddamn, they deserve it.
I go back to about 14 years ago, 15 years ago, Richard, seeing this small Ukrainian organization called NAVI come in and play 1.6, an unknown bunch of players, and they evoked a dream in their country, in their region. 15 years later, completely different players altogether, but what a story. Similar shades of just surprise, just completely throwing away all expectations, all reasoning, all logic, so to speak. We're looking at Ima, we were questioning him. He stood up. We're talking wonderful and how he might be starting to maybe crumble under the nerves. He showed up. JL stepped up. We said maybe if they pull off this miracle, he's going to be the MVP. All the necessary elements for this team to pull off this miracle run. It just happened. It is a miracle.
And here's the scariest thing. This is a really young team. You know?
Yeah.
Some of these guys have been playing at NAVI for a long, long time. We've seen the emergence of Wonderful, you know, couldn't even speak in the interviews. And this is why it's an amazing story. We talked about the shadow was simple. Of course, you know, there were people out there, you know, certain friends of ours that may or may not be here, who said, put Simple in for Ima and they win the major straight away. But what about now? What about now? Right?
That is a beautiful response. It is the most beautiful response you could have. And I agree with you. It's just absolutely beautiful to see and to feel the emotions. And when Alexi B is talking about the work they put in, I think it has to be the motto, right? It's about reaping the rewards of all of the work you've put in. And you were in the shadow, and you were never really in the conversations for title contenders. We said, you have a high floor, but that's it. There's not really superstar quality. JL, worthy of an MVP. Bit. What a romance. A player that we got to know on Inferno. We got to know him on Inferno, and then he steps up again. But we have an MVP. I mean, I'm calling it a, it's not my MVP.
Listen,
but for my money, he's right there.
He's the MVP of the major. You have to understand. This is JL. Who is JL? when he joins this team, everyone's underwhelmed.
Yeah.
You know, and he didn't make a great start, but he said, I'm going to put in the work. I'm going to earn that legend status that I have conferred upon myself. And to do it here, to be the best player on the day, the last one left, out of all the great players we've seen, the highest ranked that was in the tournament, and then to just close it out like this, he is a legend.
I mean, he had to show, he had to walk the walk after speaking, after talking the talk, right? I'm looking at the playoffs bracket, you're talking about Zaiwu, you're looking at this phenom called Donk, you're looking at Ross, you're looking at Frozen in the server, you're looking at Raid in the server, and he steps up to the plate. Like you said, Richard, he called himself a legend. Today, he earned himself that title.
He's a playmaker. He is a guy that made it happen for Navi. Again, we speak about the foundation, we speak about the team play, the cohesion, the synergy between the players, but you need certain players to elevate yourself at certain moments in the tournament. If you go back and watch every single Jale moment in this game or in this tournament, you would realize that he was clutch when he needed to be. Absolutely. He was making the play when he needed to be. Not only does he have the stats to back it up as an MVP of this tournament, but the impact he found at crucial moments. We're talking overtime games. We're talking scoreline 11-11. He comes out with a 1v2, a 1v3. Jale had a fantastic tournament in more so than just the stats, but also in the impact he had throughout the tournament.
And he will definitely be the MVP, but I would hate myself if I didn't take a minute to talk about Bit and what he's done in this grand final.
We have to. I mean,
this is beyond reasonable, the step up that he's gotten, because prior to the grand final, he was in category of players that are yet to show us what they can do. Where is Bit? What is happening? Is it communicational issue? Is he having any kind of pressure?
Kaip galvojat?
He had an
Jie spekuliuoja, sako, kad
masterful
bus
performance
Jėlas.
in the entire grand final. That number, 131 ADR on Inferno, rolling back the years. I mean, listen, he's got 2 major titles already under his belt. He's been playing majors for 3 years. He's got more than Simple already.
Yes, he has more majors than Simple now. So I guess you know, Twitch chat will be calling him what, B2T?
B2T.
Simple 1 major, Bit 2 majors. No, listen, I was critical of him when I'm talking about the A-bomb side. It was like Ima and Bit. I'm not feeling good about his. Brother, I'm not really feeling what they're doing here. He took the fight to Faze, dude. He shut them up. What the hell is this? He is just absolutely mauling them alive. Look at this He doesn't fall back. He's taking it, not allowing Faze to feel comfortable. Dude, this is literally what he's doing to Faze here on this map is what Faze did to them on Mirage. He's answering back, and he wanted that major title. He absolutely wanted that major title.
As you said, Matthew, it's been a couple of years since we've seen this Bit, right? And what a time to come alive on Inferno. For people who remember, first time he came into Navi, I think back in 2020 or something along the lines, he was a stand-in player on Inferno only. Yes. It was a 6-man roster change. They would only switch him in on Inferno. The first 2 games he played, I remember being very underwhelming. He didn't get the call-up once more. There was a roster change. Flamey went down to the lineup, and the rest is history for Bit. 2 majors to his name now. He started off by just being the Inferno man within Navi, and he finished off this major by being the MVP on Inferno.
I will say, you know, they have to build on this now because we have an unbelievably competitive scene. I mean, all the people who were banging on me when I was saying the last year of CSGO was one of the worst years in the game's history in terms of competition. This is the scene that we deserve. This is the scene the fans deserve. All of these teams in this bracket, to get to the stage of crowning Navi, look at those teams. Think about how good they are.
This particular bracket, this is not the end of anything. This is the beginning of something truly beautiful. I'm looking at Mouse, yet to prove themselves. I'm looking at a G2, yet to get that win for Nico. I'm looking at Eternal Fire, who finally caught on fire. Looks so great, even though they fell over here, right now. FaZe Clan, we'll get to them a little bit later on. Team Spirit, we know what sort of a trajectory they've been on. This is such an exciting time for Counter-Strike altogether, and it makes it even more impressive that Navi, looking at all those teams, that they're the one at top here, Maniac.
It really is crazy. I'm just reminiscing of the mindset that we had at the beginning of this Grow Your Sunday, where it was promised for Faze. It was promised for Faze. This title was right there. We could already start writing the books about how Kerrigan would do it here in the World Arena. It'd be his second major. What they had shown against Vitality had put us all to position. And yet, you know, Counter-Strike finds a way to surprise you.
And I'll say a few words about FaZe, but we're not going to analyze anything they did here. We want to talk about the victors. I'll just say this, and that is that to Kerrigan, you know, I hope you can come back from this. You've given us so many great memories and great moments, and you did it this tournament. No shame in being second after a game like that from Navi. But I'll just ask you guys, I mean, you know, this one's going to be the most painful, I think it's the most painful moment in this group.
I mean, Inferno once again is the theater of nightmare for Kerrigan.
I mean,
In a different way, especially when you consider the context. Kerrigan has won everything throughout his career. He's won the Major, he's won the Colognes, he's won the Katowice. The one thing he hasn't been able to do is win inside the Royal Arena, win on home turf, win on home soil. Of course, a second Major to his name would be fantastic. Doing it on Danish home soil, the first ever Major in CS2 would be fantastic. It's also one of his declared goals. He want to win trophies in CS 1.6, in CSGO, and in CS2 as a player. Major trophy as a player. He can still do that, but it'll be a long time before he gets another chance.
There are these little rumblings, these little voices, you know, around the air saying, you know, doesn't have too much time remaining as a player. I still feel he does. I still feel he's got a couple more years easily. It's not the end of the road.
No, but it's a fair topic to be discussed. Fair assessment, right? The man might not have many years at the very top level, and on top, a team that can win titles. And this is where it hurts if you're Kerrigan. You know you have the players around you. You've had the wins. You have the momentum. You have all you need, and this one is not going to be on the cabinet. So you're right. It's going to be a very hurtful night. There's no way around it.
Thoughts. I guess we'll end on Navi. Are we seeing the beginning of a new dynasty in Counter-Strike, or is this an anomaly?
I don't think it's an anomaly, and neither do I think it is necessarily the beginning of a dynasty. I think it's just the beginning of a new challenger coming in. This is a fantastic win. You cannot deny that, but I want to see how this progresses. This young, to get a win like this instills belief inside of you. This instills belief that we can be champions. We are champions. That is something a lot of teams never get to achieve, and they flitter away. They disappear. They dissipate into the air, so to speak. And this is what we might be seeing the beginning of something beautiful for this Navi team.
No one can take away what happened tonight for Navi. No one can take away this feeling of them crowning themselves as a major champion and XCB standing under there celebrating. But if you answer me, or sorry, if you ask me, you want my truth answer, no, I don't think it's going to be a dynasty of Navi. And no, I don't think it's going to be a team that right now have everything they need in order to win trophies back to back to back to back. It's a team that definitely are in the conversation for the playoff. It's also a team where I think there are certain things within it that I don't necessarily like. In this tournament, I can't put a finger on it. It's fair enough, they win it. We're not going to downplay that by saying it on the desk, but I would be highly surprised if Navi is a top 5 team within the next 6 months.
Ooh,
oh, that's
spicy.
No, I would have had them probably in top 3 or 4 conversation from now on. The question is, the individual brilliance that we've seen from the likes of JL, the maps to seriously something big, is that something we can rely on? Is JL actually a sleeper agent superstar? He acted as a support. Turns out he was an MVP candidate all along. And if that becomes consistent, then there's a new seeding for Navi.
And also, can Ima play good in any other event apart from a major? That'd be nice, right? Just play good in other, random events, maybe a pro league, maybe some other events out there. If that happens, then suddenly we're talking about this.
Maybe it's the start of something beautiful. Guys, it's been beautiful working with all of you again.
Likewise, Richard.
Thanks a lot for your input in the final. And that's it, guys. It's time to wrap up the show. I just want to say thanks to all of the crew. PGL for bringing me back from the dead. All of the fans that made this atmosphere electric. We're still here.
Still here.
Oh, thank you for staying. And that is that. That was the inaugural CS2 Major. Navi, worthy champions. From everyone here, we'll see you next time.
Welcome to the dawn of a new Counter-Strike era. Brace yourself for an unprecedented level of dynamism and competition in CS2.
Paspaudžiant tada laikiuką, ar ne? Jeigu žiūrit, jau vis tiek būsiu tikrai jums dėkingas. Ir čia ir mes pabaigsim. Pasižiūrėsim čia reklamėlę, kokią čia rodo. Dar vis tikiuosi interviu kokią nors. Arba turiu vieną idėją. Pabandom, žinot, ką pažiūrėt. Na, kikai.
Holy shit. I'll call down in a minute. Sui. Fucking boss, bro. Fucking boss. Silver coin in bio. Tanhasi. GG's, bro. GG's, bro. And XCC won the bet, no? It's a fucking W outcome all over the place.
Viskas. Ką, hebryte? Ačiū visiems, kas žiūrėjot, ačiū, kas laiką paspaudėt. Ačiū, kas prenumeravot, nežinau, galbūt ateityje kažkokių daugiau renginių apžvelgsim. Iš Major'o būtent gavau leidimą tą daryti. Išrašė mano YouTube akauntui. Ir tiek. Žiūrėsim, kas laukia ateityje, nes neužilgo bus dar, žinau, kad eventukų. Šiaip patys cesiuką pakapojam kartais. Tai užsukti irgi galit. Faivemą irgi kartais prisėdam. Paprikolint trupučiuką pastum durą. Tai va, ačiū, kad žiūrėjot. Ir jum va muzikos paleisiu pabaigai. Ir bye.
Gal slystų nuo kopos jūron su audra. Vėjas susitaikė, gimsta šiluma iš lėto. Nesvarbu, kad naktį dar šąla tau gražu ledinė žemė. Su aušra paukščiai bunda, mes užmiegam. Mes su tavim turim naktį drąsos įsiklausyti kalbą tamsos, lipt stogais ir žiūrėt žemyn, kas brangu, nebijot apkabint. Mes su tavim turim naktį drąsos įsiklausyti kalbą tamsos, lipt stogais ir žiūrėt žemyn, kas brangu, nebijot apkabint. Daug ilgų savaičių, kol užmiega saulė tekina. Bėgu link tavęs, nebėr sapne apgaulės. Akyse ilgesio mėnuliai, nuo kurių vanduo liepsnoja. Gal gerai, kad dar nebuvom susitikę.